What's up, fools? Fall for it, fall for it, fall for it. I hate you, Vion. How dare you?
Wow, you guys, you got a really good game here. It seems like you paid a lot of attention to detail and you all really cared about this game. There is passion in this room.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we just worked really hard, man. I don't know how we pulled it off, but the team is amazing.
Remove half of it. What? Remove half of the game.
Then we'll send it back to them as DLC.
What? No! We can't!
Do it. We'll drip feed them content that's already in the game.
But they'll blame us!
I don't care!
They'll hate us!
Money!
We can't! We can't! No!
Put a
Please!
day one pre-order
I won't do it!
My younger sister.
She
I'm
knows
like,
this
what
one.
did you do?
Guys,
What did you do?
I'm in an anime.
What did you do?
Whenever.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end early here because I'm also feeling a little bit sick at the moment. For those who have been a little sick.
Oh
so
no, she's literally
I picked
talking
my
about how
nose
she's
again,
sick.
so-
She's talking about how sick she is.
Keep your mouth open. I'm almost done.
Whenever, call you Waggy.
God, man.
Wait, I still locked her? Oh no! Wait, she's gonna ban me! Just ban me, just do it, just ban me, don't even talk! Just ban me! Just ban me, just ban me, just ban me, just stop letting me suffer! She ended stream!
Like, I feel like I'm sure you guys relate to this, but like, how many of you guys were like picked on as a kid for being like nerdy or different? The sad thing about VTubing and streaming is most people are the people who bullied you in school. Does that make sense? Like, you can always tell when someone, like, streaming is like high school, you know? A lot of people who stream and are successful are not very nice, and, so it means a lot whenever I meet people who are very nice and very kind. It means a lot to me, because when I started growing and streaming, it made me realize that, wow, it's just high school. It's like trash talking. It's making fun of people for being different. It's stupid. I'm sure you.
Hello?
What is your problem?
What do you mean, what's my problem? What's your
What is
problem?
your problem?
I don't have a problem.
What do you mean you have a meeting?
I have a meeting. It's my mythic bi-weekly.
Why did you say that day? If you're so
'Cause it's a
damn
good day.
busy that
No,
day.
I'm not busy.
Oh,
I
I
just
wake
have
up
one
so
meeting.
fucking
You
late.
just have to
Oh, I
avoid
wake up
one
so
meeting.
late. This is your problem. You be staying up hella late, and then you wake up hella late, and then you can't do early collabs anymore.
Well,
See,
I've got to fucking stream then.
I wake up earlier
Even
than
if I
you
was waking up
now.
earlier.
What is this?
Yeah, but even if I was waking up earlier, I would still have a stream, which is honestly your problem. Oh wait, you're live. I didn't even know you were live.
Wait, what? Is there even a VR version of Knucklepara? I doubt it.
No, I wish. I mean, there was.
Wow.
I wish there was. No. I misspoke.
So, Grandpa, how's the South been treating you?
Great ever since I bought this Tesla robot at an auction in Charleston.
Oh, wow. Kind of weird seeing someone like you with one of these.
Everyone in the South has them now. It's a way of life. It might do you well to get yourself a clanker.
What did you just say?
Clanker? That's what they called, ain't it?
Just the way you're saying it sounds really wrong.
He ain't a real person. Maybe a fraction of a person at most. Like half or 3/4. Maybe somewhere in between.
There it is again!
And now, the nations of the world who hate Johnny, presented by Eva.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam. Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany now one piece. Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey and Greece. Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman. Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen, Kuwait and Bahrain. The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium and Portugal, France, England, Denmark and Spain. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, and Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, then Borneo, and Vietnam, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana.
Oh, Croaky, this is for the broken window.
What broken window?
Oh, Croaky, this is for the broken window.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing? This fine, fabulous, fantastic Wednesday. Normally, you would see me on Autism around this time of day, but sadly, Mises' work rescheduled him last minute, so they're doing kind of our own stuff. Is this all the places that hate RKI? Yes. Yes, Veyhan, that's what that was. Hello, everybody. Hey, let us say hi to all the people saying hi to me. Playing RuneScape, nice. Okay, look, hold on. This VGM is going way too hard. Look, we're not on Dragon Roost Island trying to mess stuff up, okay? We are Skyrim, but it's lo-fi beats. There we go. Alright, so thank you very much for coming to hang out. Francis Karma, Embleon, Akakun, Magma Fox, JP, Ravenfire, Veyhan, the Best Remy, Festiva, Naruhime, Meteoric, Nerdy Texas, Texan Accountant, Hoshi Oreo, Last Minute Reschedules are never fun. No, they're not. Sparky's Tech Corner, how's it going? As well, yeah, there's a thing that I have to do too later, but, or not later, but imminently, actually. Night of Orange, hello. Hello. Alright, so, ripping off the band-aid. And leave cat, how's it going? I'll open this up by mentioning, and actually here I can do like cool things too, like this. Go here. Jesus, that's a very big picture. Can I just... There, Jesus. Okay, hold on. So, yesterday I posted this. Ba-bam. Hey Flappers, at this time I would like to announce my departure on good terms from Lucky Ian. I've decided this path is what's best at this time for my community and my brand. Nothing would change regarding my Discord server, and my IP and content remain with me. Thank you, Drift, for the one gifted, by the way. Looking forward to seeing you during my new adventures, Elfpire Evo. So, people have been asking for tea, people have been asking for a lot of stuff, and I will say that, it's pretty easy to tell, what's going, like, yeah, there's a lot of people leaving, or separating from Lucky Ian right now. There are those who want to do so, just because, whatever reason, their reasons are their own. No hard feelings against anybody. And then there are those who are pretty much interested in ruining a man right before Thanksgiving. They want to fight, they want the tea, they want the drama. I'm not one of those people. and I'm not gonna name names, but I'm sure anyone paying attention on Twitter can ascertain who those individuals are. Oh shit, it's Nate the lawyer. Yo, oh my gosh! Nate, how's it going? I hope you are doing good on your recovery. We are just catching up on some LawTube. Something about a Doordash girl. The parachute. Okay. So this is one of the main ones. Hold on, this isn't one of the main ones. It's really funny. Let's do that. Okay, so one of the main ones that we're watching is Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Bruce Rivers is basically giving us the breakdown of this Doordash girl who apparently had entered the premises of one of her delivery clients or whatever, and apparently the guy was drunk, pants around his ankles. She took video, posted it online, said she was a victim of sexual assault. I've heard she's actually been arrested. I'm not sure how accurate that is. We're gonna look into that. But I did see, I think, to see here. What is this image? What the... I saw it yesterday. Will this affect streams with Occo and Mizu? No, not at all. In regards to my leaving, it's just pretty much, look, guys, I'm not big into the drama. And regardless of how this drama happened and what bad actors were present and blah blah blah, the fact is people reacted in a way in management that I didn't like or find professional. Much love, chat. Watching after brain surgery, so make this stream good. I know, right? No pressure or anything, Jesus. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do the first one, I think, which is the Doordash girl. Now, I heard she was arrested, but I gotta see if she actually was. That's actually really funny. I type in Doordash girl arrested, and the first thing that actually comes up is the video we're going to be reacting to. On 2 felony charges. That's what I'm being told. McSkittles, I swear to God. Look, Nate Delore is the only person I will bake some fresh cookies, and it's only because he just went through brain surgery. Alright? How dare you? Alright, we're gonna do longest is best, I think. And this one is kind of 30 minutes long, so that's gonna take some time. Oh my gosh. My videos are usually, like, my actual videos are usually just reading law documents. I think I did one on executive orders, because people don't quite seem to understand what an executive order is. But let's actually get into this. Rein in my ADHD for a second. Turn off the background music. And here we go. Bam. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And we'll just
Released last night because I wasn't sure of Doordash's process.
Hold on, calm down.
SA.
Listen,
I didn't
oh my
report
gosh.
this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of Doordash's process for SA, or if this was even reportable to the police in New York State because he was in his home.
He never touched you. He was unconscious. There's no assault. He didn't. There's no volitional act. He's just
so
laying
you're
there.
still calling it as
With his
a...
pecker hanging out. I mean, so what?
That's
You know,
not good. I
a
mean,
penis
yeah.
is not
I
an
mean,
evil
he's
thing.
in his house.
It's not like he came up to his door with it out or like his window with it out or whatever.
It, that's evil. It. Oh my God. Oh, wiener. Look at his wiener. Oh my God. Get over yourself. Have you never seen, touched, tasted, or felt a cock? I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Make me this cookies. Let's go. Oh, damn it. Oh, man. Here we go. I'm not a cute girl. But for you, Nate, I'll make you some cookies.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another
But you have to tell me what's your
episode
favorite
of
kind.
Criminally Reacts. How lucky am I to have you guys on the other end of this camera and viewing what I do for a living. Wait, do I do this? No, I'm also a board-certified criminal defense lawyer. So I'm coming to you with an
He's one of my
experience
favorites. I don't usually watch a lot of him because I try to keep things around, like when I'm doing Elfpire React streams. I like to try and keep the videos that we're reacting to 30 minutes or less because I tend to add almost twice the amount of time to a video I'm reacting to as the video itself. Like, I think there was an Elder Scrolls video that I was reacting to. It was a conspiracy video. It was 17 minutes long. It took me 35 minutes to get through. And the guy still actually emailed me and asked me for a copyright. Like, he asked me, hey, take this down from your stream. Or, you know, I'm gonna copyright. I'm like, look, I'm pretty sure I would win that. But I'm just gonna do it because I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers. You don't want me to react to your content? That's fine. But yeah, I try to add double the amount. So this might be an hour. It depends. We might actually do a little bit of this. Maybe.
And today we're reacting to Doordash Girl, okay? And this kind of ties nicely with a case that I tried this week. And I'll tell you a little bit about that as we dive into this.
Well?
And I'm coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflinks, so graciously gifted to me by our former content genius, Michael
I'm
Rivers.
sorry.
And, you know,
I'm sorry. No, wait, we have to go back. And thank you for the 35 CAR. I'm not sure what that is, but got to go to work overtime now. So we'll have to catch the VOD. Best wishes. No worries, Rift. You have a good one. What certified defense lawyer? Did he get certified from playing from ad? No. Bruce Rivers is a pretty well accomplished like he's not just a board certified defense attorney. He's actually an expert in several things that like he is called on to court as an expert in several different fields in terms of criminology and stuff like that. So he is actually quite an accomplished individual. But I want to see this one more time, please.
So graciously give as we dive into
hold on,
this.
please, one
and
more.
I'm coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflinks, so graciously gifted to me by our former content genius, Michael Rivers. And, you know, I put a post up, you know, about his passing. It's been a year. You know, it just sucks. It just fucking sucks. I think we have like almost 42,000, a little over 40,000 likes and all these comments. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I believe it has been a little bit over a year. The former content genius behind a lot of Bruce Rivers' content, his son Michael passed away last year, and I think it's been about a full year. So there's probably a lot of comments and stuff wishing him well, and of course we wish him well as well. That's got to be a bitch shaft to go through. He lost his son to drug addiction, so you know that's never a fun thing. And if you are struggling, please seek out help.
It really does make a difference, and they do get through. And we all read them, and I just can't reply to them because there's so many. But know that they get through and they're listened to, and you know it's like a prayer to me. And I just really appreciate the heartfelt sentiments. So before we get to this Doordash girl, Olivia Henderson, a viral story of self-snitching, as we got our stuff here.
Yes,
This is brought to you by
yeah, no, seriously.
AskAlawyer.com. Say you're a DoorDash girl
AskAlawyer.com.
and you decide, hey, I think it's a good idea to put this shit on TikTok and make some false claims. I think that would be a great idea. Maybe I should check with AskAlawyer.com first. Guess what? For $49, you wouldn't have to go hire a lawyer and get charged with crimes because you already figured it out. If you need a lawyer for whatever reason, or you need some legal advice, go to askalawyer.com. It's actually for $49. You get a living and breathing human being. You know, it's the same people that brought you eForm and eSign. So they, you know, and I use both of those, and so they're good.
Okay,
folks.
yeah,
And,
I've used
or
them
if you're
as
doing your
well.
own legal research, they have an AI component trained in all the 50 states. So go to askalawyer.com.
Okay, if
They're
it's
a
trained
great, loyal
specifically
sponsor of
on
the
the
channel,
law,
and we sponsor them. So
then maybe. Okay, so that's really cool too, by the way, for his little ad here. He has this little tape thing from Little Reacts, and the length of it going across the screen is the length of the sponsored section of the vid, which I really like.
askalawyer.com. You know, it's a difficult job when you go from door to door. You know, like you DoorDash or Instacart or even a cop, you know. Olivia Henderson was a 23-year-old DoorDash driver. She was delivering food when she encountered a male customer who was naked, passed out, partially naked anyway, unconscious on his couch due to him being drunk. A lot of us need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. And, you know, late night snacking is probably one way to avoid, if you avoid late night snacking. And if you order DoorDash, you should stay conscious for it. But if you're so fucking drunk that you can't eat your food, don't order it. So that sounds kind of
I mean, maybe a little bit.
So Olivia proceeded to film the passed out customer and post it to her TikTok, claiming this encounter was a sexual assault. What are
Yeah,
you
that's a
doing,
problem.
Olivia? The following videos came from Olivia as she posts her.
Now, from what I remember, during the initial reporting, I believe it was, she tried to say... Yeah, I think it was, she tried to say that the door was already, like, wide open pretty much, and she just walked in. But I think it was actually determined by police recently, and might be even more recently than when Bruce Rivers reacted to this. It was actually determined that the door was only ajar, and she actually pushed it open to cross the threshold into the man's into his apartment. So, that carries with it some big implications, and might be part of some of the felony counts that she's allegedly facing right now. Again, I have to find the story, the updated story from when I saw last night when I was just browsing.
Her assault tells the story. She's got like 70 million views. And I guess we're going to give her some more views.
That's
because people say,
viral.
"Oh, I gotta
That's
see
fucking
this shit,"
viral.
right? You know, if you encounter somebody that's naked and you're a DoorDash driver, shouldn't you try to respect their privacy? And maybe they're dead. You know, maybe they're dead. Maybe they're in a medical situation that, you know, maybe they passed out because they did drugs, or maybe they had a heart condition, or maybe, what are you doing taking advantage of the situation?
Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
No, what's fucked up is her posting it. We live in a society where
that
we
you
take
did that.
advantage of
Yeah,
each other
you
too
can't.
much.
Oh, my
She's
fucking
taking advantage
God.
of the situation for her pleasure, for her clout, for her bullshit, right? And she probably made a lot of money off this. Who knows? I don't even know how you make money off of TikTok. Where's
I
our
mean,
brother's keeper?
look.
You know, and I don't really do a whole lot of videos about
hold on. Jesus, I mean, holy crap. It's okay. Like, I legitimately thought that this comic I'm about to bring up, right? I legitimately thought that this comic right here. Let me just bring up DoorDash girl comic. I'm pretty sure I can find it really quickly. Can I not? Oh, well, no, here it is. Hold on. Oh my God, somebody made a somebody's dubbed it. Guys, somebody actually dubbed this. Okay, you guys have to see this. Hold on, I can't believe somebody actually went this freaking hard. Okay, I don't need to be upset anymore. I can be smirky. Look at this, guys.
Hello? Anyone here? DoorDash delivery.
What the hell are you doing? You were supposed to leave the food at the door.
This is a man's world! I'm the victim! And the police are doing nothing! I lost my job! And that was my only way to make money! To pay my bills!
Like, there you go. Give me 1 second, let me bring it back to the main video here. But like, there you fucking with the Dexter fucking soundtrack. Someone went hard on the sauce with that one. It was pretty good. Alright, let's continue here.
Positive things where somebody does it. And the reason I don't is because I'm a criminal defense lawyer and I talk about crimes. But, in all fairness, don't you think we should be our brother's keeper? Why not put a fucking blanket over him and make sure he's breathing? and not post that shit on the fucking
Yeah,
internet.
no, actually, honestly, that should be a concern. Like, let's say the narrative she laid down is true, and the door was wide open, and she looks in, and there's someone passed out, like, and looking freaking pretty dead, right? Her first response is to record something, post it online for clout, as opposed to checking to see if he's even okay. And again, that's just going with the best description of her freaking account of events.
Or post, you know, I encountered this person today. I'm not going to show you who he is, but this is what happened. I put a blanket on him. He was breathing. I made sure he was okay. But I mean, be your brother's keeper. You know, take care of one another, not exploit one another. So let's take a look at another one of these stupid clips. And now she claims this is an assault. First of all, what's the definition of an assault? Assault is the immediate apprehension of bodily harm. A sexual assault is the immediate apprehension of an unwanted sexual touching. And it can take a lot of forms. It can take the form of, you know, forcible. That's why you have Crimsex 1 all the way to Crimsex 5. You know, Crimsex 5 in Minnesota is the least culpable. You know, and then all the way up to, like, things done with force. So there's a whole wide range. You walk in on a naked person, that is not a sexual assault. But let's just hear what she has to say. And I haven't seen this, so let's see what she has to say.
Here's an update for anybody who's interested. I commented, but my comment's getting buried in my comment section. I reported this to Doordash over 12 hours ago, and they're supposed to call me back, which is strange because I've reported a couple less serious incidents before, and they called me back within 1 to 2 hours for those reports. So I don't know what's going on there, but I didn't report this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of Doordash's process for, like, SA, or if this was even reportable to the police in New York State because he was in his home. But after so many people...
He never touched you. He was unconscious. There's no assault. There's no volitional act that he did towards you. He's just laying there with his pecker hanging out. I mean, so what? You know, and here's the other thing. You know, a penis is not an evil thing. You know, it can't just get up and chase you down a hallway. You know, just because we have one doesn't mean that we're going to use it against you. I mean, give me a break.
People told me to report to the police. I did. And I called the non-emergency line, and they sent a police officer over to speak to me in person and watch the video that I have.
Was it okay for her to call the cops? I think so, but not because she was sexually assaulted.
No, I did as a bonus check, yeah. No, I think in that circumstance, sure, you know, calling the cops there, not because she was assaulted or anything, not because the man did anything wrong, but because, hey, this door's open, this guy's passed out inside, I have no idea what's going on, can you check and maybe make sure he's okay? You know, that's okay, I see, that's fine. And Dory, how's it going, by the way? But yeah, anything beyond that, I don't really see much of a justification for, much less posting the video that you recorded online.
Because do a welfare check on this guy because he's passed out and I don't know if he's okay. He ordered DoorDash and now he's passed out on his couch. I put a blanket on him to cover him up.
Welfare check.
I think there's something might be wrong with him. That would be the brotherly love thing to do.
And then he asked me to email it to him, and he asked me if I want to press charges, like what do I want to come from this? And I said, yeah, if there are charges to press, I would prefer that because I don't want this to happen to somebody else again. And he understood that, the police officer.
What does that mean? What does that mean? You don't want this to ever happen. What, you don't want to have to push through a slightly ajar door to see somebody in their private residence? Just the mental gymnastics this woman is doing to make herself the victim is kind of impressive. If they had an Olympic sport for it, she'd be getting gold, guys. She'd be getting fucking gold.
And then he went back out to his car, and then he came back to me, and he told me, like, this is pretty much verbatim. It's not verbatim, but, like, it's the point that he said. He said he's not sure if there are charges that can be pressed at this point because he was inside of his house, and specifically he said it's not like he came up to his door with it out or, like, his window with it out or whatever. But it's like, come on now.
What do you mean it's like, come on now?
Oh, wiener. Look at his wiener. Oh my God. You know, I mean, get over yourself. Have you never seen, touched, tasted, or felt a cock? it's not that big a deal. Pushing you down and forcing it on you, that's a big deal. Or
That's it.
getting
Yeah.
you
Okay.
drunk and doing things without your consent, that's
Even
a
like
big deal.
even indecent exposure if he was in public, right? But these are not the facts before us today.
You coming into an apartment with a passed out dude trying to deliver his DoorDash, here you go, see you later, run away.
Like, how likely is it that it's cold outside? It's pretty chilly. Your ceiling fan is on. You got all your lights on in your house. You got your front door open, right? You just ordered DoorDash 15 minutes ago. And within 15 minutes of ordering DoorDash and it getting delivered...
Hold on. See, so this is what she kind of keeps saying, right? She keeps saying this. She keeps saying the door's open, the door's open, the door was open, right? Let me see, and actually, I think I can just bring up YouTube history, right? Because I watched it yesterday. History, here we go. And I can confirm this later, but... Here's all the stuff I was looking through this morning. To look for React content. There is Nate's brain tumor. My god, dude. The size of that thing. And also the price of your ambulance ride. What the hell? Sorry. Side tangent, I know. But, like, my god. Okay, can I not find... maybe is it Shorts history? Hello? You know what? Forget it. I know. There. Bam.
Hey,
Here we
so,
go. Here we go. So this is the update that I saw last night. Again, this is... I can't verify this myself quite yet,
So
but
a
we
pretty
will.
significant update with the DoorDash SA girl, the girl who was DoorDashing and was supposed to leave a bag at the door, but instead decided to lean her entire ass body in and start taking photos and videos of a naked man who was asleep. Yeah, we got some updates there. Despite trying to get all of the internet to see her as the victim, believing that this man was flashing her on purpose, and despite the fact that by taking photo and video and sharing it with all of us, she was then flashing all of us on purpose, she's just been arrested. Yeah, dog, she just got arrested and is facing 8 years in jail.
Now, here's the thing. Because this is what a lot of people say. When they, like, go look at the sentencing guidelines for the related felony charges, right? And they will look at the maximum and go, oh my god, they're facing upwards of 8 years in prison. Let's be real. I don't think the DoorDash girl is going to get 8 years in jail. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Also, rumor that we can now put to bed is, did she or did she not push the door further open, or was it all
Yeah, this is actually the part that I wanted to
already
cover.
open? And according to the police, she pushed the door open further to get the shot. So now she is being charged with multiple felonies.
There it is, though. So the cops have confirmed in their investigation, allegedly, that she actually pushed the door open further and leaned into the threshold to actually get the shot. So I don't know if CLR, I don't know if Bruce Rivers covers that fact, but I do know that's what I heard recently. And if that's the case, DoorDash girl is in quite a bit of trouble.
To your front door. You're asleep on the couch with your pants and your underwear to your ankles, your front door wide open, your lights on, it's freezing outside. Like, come on now. That is voyeurism. That is...
No, it's not. Voyeurism
What?
is when
No,
you
it's
peek
not.
in
What the
somebody's
fuck are
fucking
you talking
window.
about?
That is exhibitionism.
Yeah.
Could be exhibitionism. If he was conscious.
That
If
was
he was-
something
or in
against
public.
my own will that I was fulfilling for that man.
What are you...
Get over yourself.
Oh, and I...
I'm sorry, what? We gotta go back a couple times. What did she just claim?
If he was conscious.
That was something against my own will that I was fulfilling for that man.
Oh wow, I'm not sure how you get there. I'm really not sure how you've managed to get there, girl.
Get over yourself.
Oh, and I forgot to say the police officer said he was going over to the residence of that DoorDash customer to speak to him and see what his side of the story is, what he has to say about what was going on with him. And then another major factor that we're not even considering is that man lives in a duplex. In that video, you'll see another door next to his. That's another apartment unit right next to his. That could be a family. Anybody could walk out. See, listen, if I wasn't the target...
It could be another sex offender. I mean, you know, in
What
which
in
case
the
it would
fuck?
be community service. Give me a break.
You still shouldn't be whacking it off, whether you're drunk or under the influence of any substances.
How did we get to whacking it off? I'm sorry, how in the world did we get here? I mean, through your own... What is happening right now? I don't know how she's gotten here. I'm legitimately concerned, because we've gotten to whacking off in public, or whatever the fuck.
With your door wide open regardless, because anybody could walk out.
Okay,
and-
hold on. Okay, listen, girl, I don't know what you're talking about, but it was so bad. It was so bad my computer doesn't want to acknowledge your existence. There, I had to fix that in OBS.
Get assaulted from that, seeing what you're doing on...
I did have a case one time.
That's not...
My
oh
client,
my god.
really nice guy. Nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. Sitting on his
Okay.
steps, right in front of his front door, completely naked, manipulating his genitals, cuffing the carrot, boxing the clown, you know, jerking the gherkin. And, you know,
shit.
people are walking by, you know, and there is something to that. But he was conscious. It was a volitional act. He was a veteran who had PTSD, and he just, for the life of him, couldn't figure out why the hell he was doing that. And we got him a little bit of help, and we took care of it and kept it off his record. But he didn't try to hurt anybody.
Your couch. It could be a child. Anybody could come up on your porch and see that.
Well, a kid's got to
Oh,
learn
Edge,
something.
here we go. Don't... Okay, what CLR? What were you just about to say?
Somehow, right?
Kid's gotta learn some... Stop it. Look, the second that she's... the second that she's even brought this argument online, she's lost it. But the second that she's... Oh my god, think of the children. Can we not think of the danger to the children that this poses? Get out of here. I'm sorry, get out of here. I'm tired of children being used as this fucking scapegoat for every little fucking thing.
No, I'm joking.
Anybody walking by on the
Oh,
sidewalk
Jesus
and accidentally getting a glance would be a victim.
Getting a glance, huh?
A glance. A glance blow. I have bystander trauma, Your Honor.
A glance
Give me a
blow.
break. So, like, if I see a car accident and I'm a bystander, do I have a claim for negligent infliction of emotional distress because I'm a bystander? I happen to see some. Give me a break. We have a knee-jerk victim mentality in this country that
We really do.
drives me
We
a
really
little bit
do.
insane. You know, I'm all for protecting victims' rights. You know, like the Epstein file.
Look, it's kind of a big thing. Look, it's kind of a big thing. Like with what happened in regards to me deciding to leave Lucky. There are a lot of there was a minority group of people in that exodus that were not interested in just pulling the Irish exit. Hey, wish you all well. This isn't for me. Whatever, you know. No, they wanted to be the victim. Again, I'm not naming names or anything, but there was one individual I remember, they posted a screenshot of them and the manager communicating, and then the manager just telling them, hey, if you sign up under Lucky, this is what you get. And for some reason, this person tried to twist it into, oh my god, guys, they're asking for my personal identifying info and they're gonna dox me. They're gonna dox me, guys. And I'm like, okay, guys, you are reading too far into it. You are literally playing the victim mentality. You are looking at everything as though they're all predators coming at you for any second. It's ridiculous. And it's exhausting. And that's really the reason why I left, is because I am not interested in these exhausting exercises. So... It is very much a problem. It's a big problem in the online space, especially. And yeah, I don't know how we're gonna, get past it, but we're gonna have to. one way or the other.
We're going to do a kind of a longer version of that motherfucker. And there's some people that are going to have to answer some questions. Like Bill Clinton was on that plane 26 times, called the Lolita Express.
Whoa.
I mean, I thought it was powerful when you saw those 10 women come forward. This was me then, and I was, sexually assaulted back then. Powerful. They should be protected. You walk by and you see some guy with his dick out. I mean, get out of here. It's annoying. I mean,
It is. It's
scarred for
annoying.
life. Oh,
And
I've been there.
it's not only annoying. That's an amazing pause frame, by the way. It's not only annoying, it totally detracts from the genuine hell that a lot of victims actually go through. You passing by a fucking ajar door, pushing it open and filming somebody naked in their own house, calling yourself a victim of SA, absolutely detracts from the actual impact that victims have had on their lives from actual SA. It's ridiculous and it's disgusting.
Therapy for 14 years because I accidentally saw half of his balls. Give me a break. Oh, don't get me started already.
Hey guys, so Doordash just deactivated me 2 days after.
Great, yay! Who
Good,
gives a
good,
shit?
I'm glad.
If you're so victimized, you know what true victims do? They don't want to fucking tell anybody. Honestly, they don't want.
There we go. Okay, another big thing too. A victim does not look. The people who come out and they have perverted this idea of like the Me Too, My Truth fucking kind of stuff, because I believe that started in a good spot. But it's kind of works. It works antithetical to a victim's mentality. A victim doesn't want the spotlight on them. They don't want to be invalidated. They don't even want to consider the possibility of them coming out and people not believing them. Therefore, a lot of victims don't actually like talking about what happened to them. They don't like sharing #MyTruth. So if you see somebody pushing crazy off-the-wall fucking allegations and using terminology like this, honestly, that in and of itself should be a little bit of a red flag because it's against the psychology of your typical victim in the first place.
They feel embarrassed. They feel it's their fault. They feel
Yep.
like I don't even want to tell my mom. I don't want to.
Yeah,
and I
big
have to
time.
go in a courtroom and get on a stand and tell everybody this. No, they don't post shit all over TikTok.
No,
Give me a break.
exactly.
Days after I reported my sexual assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job.
You're still calling
and
it.
they won't tell me why.
Do you have to really figure out why?
You
posted
know,
a
they-
video of
they
a
told
customer
you why.
online. I think that's enough, whether
Yeah,
he's
now
got his
naked
dick out or
photo.
not.
They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal. And they didn't. So I contacted support and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why. So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working! I was literally working! And they deactivated me! This is related! They just punished me!
Oh,
Seems
okay.
like you're a little unstable, and I don't think I
Dude,
want you
for
to
real.
do shit to my
Yeah,
ass.
no, no, for real.
About my sexual assault while Doordash.
You weren't sexually assaulted.
Yeah, you keep restating that you were sexually assaulted. While losing your fucking mind, you're not winning this, and you're only digging yourself a bigger and bigger hole. Like this is really not Jesus Christ. We're only 13 minutes in. How in the world is this so fucking crazy?
Like nobody touched you.
Dashing. They just fired me! And the police are doing nothing! I lost my job! And that was my only way to make money to pay my bills!
Rumor has it she's available.
Oh my
if any guys out there were looking for a date, and she's really good when it comes to debating, lifelong decisions. Give me a fucking break.
Oh,
okay,
man.
she considered suing. What claim would she have? I'm a little fired up too because I'm on the heels of a case that I just won. I just got out of trial, and it was a sexual assault case.
Okay.
So my client worked at Denny's, right? He was an immigrant, and he was from Mexico, been here 17 years, worked all that time at Denny's. The whole time at Denny's as a cook. They loved him there. I had 4 witnesses to come in and say, number one, they saw the video, blah, blah, blah. He comes to court in September. ICE picked him up and put him in ICE custody, so he couldn't have his trial. And they're going to deport him. Wait. You're denying his due process rights. So I called the county attorney, who happened to be a close friend of mine from law school. And I don't do that often. I don't ask for favors. Hardly ever. But this time I did. And I asked the prosecutor to get ICE to just get him a writ and bring him into court so he can try the case. So I can hopefully win it and keep him here. And I knew I could win this case. But it was a 15-year-old girl who he knew from a child with family friends, and she worked there as a hostess. She did everything she wasn't supposed to. She was not supposed to be in the freezer because she was underage. She wasn't supposed to be going and doing side work because she was a hostess, not a server, and all these other things she wasn't supposed to do. The cops, when they get the allegation about, a week later or so, they don't go there to get the video. And so the video gets written over about 30 days later. So there's but the manager, the district manager.
Okay, so there's no... And... The district manager saw the video, though. Did you guys get, okay, there's questions I'm sure he's going to answer. But immediately my brain goes to, okay, couple questions. 1, did you actually manage to get that video retrieved? 2, in failure of that, obviously it sounds like you've gotten witnesses to the video. But... Are you telling me they're trying to try this case on nothing more than an accusation and a testimony? Kind of scary if that's the truth.
She said they were in the freezer for maybe 20 to 25 minutes, 25 seconds. 20 seconds is about all it was.
Okay.
She goes in first, and he had his hands full when he went in, so he wasn't going in after her. And then she didn't want to. I know I'm litigating this case in front of you, but I was so pumped up to try this case.
Yeah, you are. You really are. That's what... He's litigating in front of us. Oh my God. You don't normally do this.
Story short, she said he groped her in the freezer, and he had a hard-on and was grinding on her with a full cook's apron on. And I told the jury, I said, look, what she said about him grinding on her, let me just tell you something. First, he had a big apron on. Second, for all you guys out there, when you're in the cold temperature, things don't get bigger. They get smaller. And give me a fucking break.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Put their case in. It was like about an hour and a half, if that.
By the way, thank you, Sparkies, for being a house call for 6 months.
I took about the same, maybe 2 hours, to put on 4 witnesses. The jury took less than an hour to find him not guilty.
Kind of like this needs to come more often. Well, it sounds like he had a pretty home run of a case. I mean, the girl's accusations are pretty insane.
And I'm telling you, it just was BS. It was a BS case, just like this is a BS case, And when you have false allegations like this is not a real case.
Yeah, this is a false allegation.
Was he a little bit negligent?
Yes, it's not a real case. Yeah,
leaving his door open. Yeah, and doing whatever he was doing. He's in his own home, and he's unconscious. Dude, quit drinking. I mean, just as simple as that. But these allegations can affect a guy's life or a woman's life. Look at all these teachers that get accused of sexual assault. And then if you're a true victim, you're not publicizing all this. So she wants clout for this. So here's a more formal statement.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a Doordash customer while I was doing my job as a Doordash driver.
You need to stop. You need to... Look. Stop. This is what is getting you in trouble. Beyond anything else. Like, you refusing to acknowledge that you did wrong here, and instead doubling down and accusing a man who was unconscious at the time of a crime, and a very serious one at that. That is insane, and it's gonna get you in extreme trouble, and you just keep doing it. I don't understand.
Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my 3rd time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned.
What will I do with my time?
So I'm going to try to word
for
this
real.
as
maybe fucking find a job.
possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were
You had to
indecently
lean
exposed
in,
to
if
me.
I remember right.
I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes.
It probably is.
Did you take...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bruce Rivers' reaction to that was so fucking good. We're going back. We're gonna... Just look at how I looks at the camera. Oh, man.
Did you take a bite of a reasonable pill or something? I mean, of course, you dumb shit.
But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward...
You know, I watched this show called Snowflake Mountain. Have you seen that on Netflix? And it's about these, you know,
I don't think I have.
20-somethings who just think the world is owed to them. You post a naked picture of a DoorDash customer. Why would you think that you weren't going to get disembarked for that? Honestly, you know, pound your head on the table and tell me, why does my head hurt? I mean...
12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal.
You know what?
So
Actually,
I'm really...
hold on. You know, I should continue with the actual video, but there's a JonTron clip, and I think it's in safety PSA videos, and he leans in and he touches a kettle that's boiling, and he goes, heat was hot. And it says millions of families every year suffer from this common occurrence.
Never getting my DoorDash account back. DoorDash deactivated me.
No,
DoorDash
you're
punished
not.
me for exposing my
done.
assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. And this is the only justice I'm getting because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing.
It's not an assault. You dumb shit.
It's
so
not
what?
an assault.
So what? You're gonna take down my videos and give me strikes and just expect me to be like, oh, I just better shut up. I just better sit here and be quiet.
I heard that there's a doorbell camera
else.
that saw her opening, so that's what I heard as well. And I heard that the cops have investigated this, and determined that the door, in fact, was just ajar, and she actually had to push the door fully open in order to get that shot, because we can see her leaning into the threshold of the door to get the shot that she did. In light of that evidence that has apparently come out, I believe she has been arrested and she's facing 2 felony counts.
I've lost my job, my only way to pay my bills and make a living. I've also gotten assaulted.
Oh, really? That's your only way? You know, there's thousands and thousands of jobs out there, but none of those
There's
are
a
good
lot
enough
of
for
jobs
you?
out there.
Give me a break.
Assaulted, and the police are doing nothing to help me. So let me just shut up. You know, the videos got taken down. Nobody has to know what happened to me. No. I'm going to keep telling my story. Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video.
All right, compare this to
You're in
Cassie
trouble.
Ventura. Compare.
Of Diddy? Oh, yeah, no,
And how
that's a
much did
good...
you see Cassie put online?
Video
Yeah,
has gone
nothing,
viral.
not a
Like,
damn thing.
Now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he... You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished.
That's...
Know
No,
where
you're
he
not allowed to...
is? Should we lock him up? I mean, the guy passed out with his pants at his knees. How do you know somebody else didn't do that to him?
In his
How do you
own-
know how he got that way? I mean, his door is open. All you had to do was drop the food right there. You didn't have to go in and look at him. I mean, it was simple as that. Give me a break. This gal is just a snowflake, is what she is.
He's not getting in trouble with the police. He
It's
didn't lose
worse
his
than a
job if he has
snowflake.
one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down, and why am I getting
Because
strikes?
you've broken
Like,
the
I'm
law
about to lose
several
my
times,
account.
apparently.
I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job.
You're not.
I'm the victim. Right?
You're not the victim.
Is this making sense to any fucking buddy?
No.
I think I heard this in an opera one time. Me. It's all about me. Hey, enough about me. Let's talk about me. Hey, what are you doing? I don't want to talk about what you're doing. Let's talk about what I'm doing. Hey, what about me?
Dylan,
Me,
how's it going?
me, myself. Oh, give me a... I cannot stand this.
Hey guys, it's been a minute. A whole 24 hours, I know.
Oh my god, Jesus
But I have
fucking
an
Christ.
update as of October 16th, 2025. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support and...
Oh, you're a victim. You're a victim.
Look. I'm not... Okay, that needs to stop happening. It's getting really agitating that it keeps happening. Let's go back to VTube Studio and this. There we go. I forgot even what I was gonna say. So let's just
There's a
continue
certain
here.
level of advocacy that some women find, and some gay guys. Just ask Robert.
Oh, no, thank you. Yeah. So she posted last month, right? Thank you for all of the support and the overwhelming, you know, like, are there people actually, like, on her side out there? Because I don't think that there is. Why does she keep posting dates? Yeah, also, why does she keep doing that? Yeah, I just,
Where they,
just weirdness.
everybody's a victim. You know, everybody's a victim. If the penis comes anywhere near you, that's sexual assault. Even if you asked for it, even if you said, "Hey, let's get married and have a baby," but don't put your penis anywhere near me. There's a certain level of victimhood that people enjoy. This guy was irresponsible, and that's really about the level of his culpability, depending upon what happened to him. You don't even know what happened to him.
allyship that you've shown me. It's really making me feel so validated and seen and heard. And that's really
that's dangerous. That's what that is.
helping me through this tough time. So I just want to let you guys know
What is allyship? What is ally? Does she mean allyship? To be my ally or help me out in the alley?
I really appreciate the outpouring of support.
I think the term is alliance. I don't, Jesus Christ, just, we are sprinting away from, God in this society, and I frankly don't think we're sprinting fast enough. We need to make some serious inroads into degeneracy, people.
So the update is, last night I was made aware, a bunch of people started commenting on my pages that Doordash made a public statement about me on their TikTok story and on their most recent Instagram.
As well they should, because you are talking about DoorDash and bullshit this is. So you're going public, they might as well go public.
Instagram post in the comment section. And I'm not going to speak too much further on details, but what I am going to say is I and the entire rest of the world found out why I lost my job at the exact same time. I didn't find out before you guys. I'm just letting you know this right now. The people that saw their public statements and made me aware that they made those public statements.
I hope there are no dashers here, right? But like, I really don't. I guess you could make enough income door dashing in a place like New York City, right? To make a living. I don't think it is a vocation or a job in the traditional sense, though. I thought it fell under gig work, like strictly speaking.
Knew why I lost my job before I did.
Dash is
Because I went and I
derogatory.
checked my email once I was made aware that they made those public statements.
Who gives a shit? Tell us why why did you lose? Tell us
Yeah,
why
dude,
did you
you're
lose
all
your
over the
job
place,
after
come
you
on.
posted a video of a naked customer?
Public statements, and they sent me the deactivation email around the same time they released the public statements, like literally within the same hour. So they sent me my deactivation email explaining my reason for being deactivated a whole 24 hours after they deactivated me, and a whole 24 hours after I already submitted my appeal, and about 12 hours after they had already denied my appeal. They finally sent me the email explaining why they fired me. So I and the rest...
What did they say? I mean, you're not going to tell us? I'm not going to go fucking look it up.
There should be a chicken. Hold on, guys. Alright, sorry, my dad was looking for some food. We sent some tough and some posts over the past few days, and we want to clear the... Ow, this is the, Okay, so this must be the Doordash post. Sorry about that. No one should ever have to experience sexual assault, harassment, or abuse, and Doordash never deactivates someone for reporting it. Full stop. We take these posts incredibly seriously and closely with that, but Jesus, a little fast. What? Oh my god, my cat is screaming at my dad over, what is that? SpaghettiOs or some shit? There is chaos in my room right now. We take these reports incredibly seriously and work closely with law enforcement to investigate and support those affected. In this case, the Dasher let us know about an experience that made them feel unsafe, and that's exactly what we always want Dashers to do. Our team immediately began investigating and has been in direct contact with law enforcement and is prepared to fully support any of their efforts. Okay, so there's some... Okay, where was I? I'm gonna start throwing things at you, I swear to God. Our team of... I have talking to my chat! You! Fucking my... Papa Elfpire is gonna die tonight. In a video game. Okay, in this case... Okay, now I remember where I was. They distanced themselves and said, oh, we're talking with law enforcement, and it's prepared to fully support any other efforts. Okay, so... Jesus Christ, and the cat's crawling everywhere. Just continue, Jesus Christ. Okay, so this customers will investigate. Okay. We know these sensitive situations. We want every Dasher to know if you ever do. Okay, well. Boilerplate stuff, but I mean, they're doing what they should be.
The rest of the world. We all found out why I lost my job together. That's...
Well, because they had to communicate with law enforcement. That's why you... Yeah, I'm sorry. They had to play the cards close to the chest. My dad is now walking like an Italian man. Going, oh, my little Alejandro. To our cat, he's just a little Alejandro.
The update.
I'm a victim.
Okay.
I'm a victim. She was arrested on November 10th and arrested and charged
so you
with
did cover the
unlawful
arrest.
surveillance in the second degree, which is a felony, and dissemination of unlawful charges.
Oh, okay, so wait a minute. Unlawful surveillance in the second degree.
Unlawful surveillance in the second degree, which is a felony, and dissemination of unlawful surveillance in the first degree. If convicted, she can look up to 8 years. Well, she's not going to get 8 years. You took...
Yeah, she's not going to get 8 years. I love... See, exactly. Talk to any lawyer, they'll tell you. Yeah, she faces up to 8 years. That's the maximum if she's a repeated offender and somehow as, like, every aggravating factor applied. Sure, maybe she gets 8 years, but it's not happening. Not realistically, anyway.
A video of an unconscious person who was naked, and then you published it. What did you expect was going to happen? It's an invasion of privacy. It just is. Unbelievable. There's a big debate, over this case. Some say her claims are valid. Others say the man was passed out.
I'm sorry, I don't see how anyone could possibly come to the conclusion that her claims are valid. That's insane. We live in an insane fucking universe if you honestly believe that.
I didn't know he'd been seen. She never says anywhere that he made a statement to her or asked her to touch his wiener or tried to chase her down the hall with his
There's no
naked
interaction,
wiener,
yeah.
or do anything with his wiener. You know, she doesn't say he was even conscious.
He was
at any
passed out
time.
on a couch.
If he ordered DoorDash, he was clearly expecting someone to show up. That's true. But he was obviously drunk enough not to know better, and on and on and on. So here's the thing. Yeah, does he have some responsibility? Sure he does. It's mitigated by the fact that he's a drunk. I mean, if in fact he was drunk. Or maybe he was just really tired and he scratched his balls and forgot to pull up his pants. I mean, who knows? She ain't a victim. And her going into his house,
ain't a victim.
taking a video of him, and then publishing it on the internet is a cybercrime if I've never seen one before. You know, you can't just publish
I mean, yeah,
about
kind
people.
of.
You know, you can't. You know, there's a thing, called cyberbullying, and it's usually boyfriend and girlfriend. Girlfriends like to send some racy pictures and stuff. Well, you know what? You fucking bitch. I'm going to post this shit online.
Well, you know what, Virgil? I'm a woman, and I say no. That's not all that matters, goddammit. What matters is the truth and the law.
And blah, 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 blah. You don't do that. You don't do that. If she trusted you to be intimate with you by sending you, a sexy picture or video or whatever, you don't abuse that by putting it online. And, and that's what this gal did here. I mean, they're not boyfriend-girlfriend, obviously, but this guy was vulnerable. How do you know he didn't have some kind of medical thing going on? Or even if he was drunk, I mean, you could have just left the food right there. So some media outlets are reporting that the police were able to retrieve the Ring doorbell footage of Olivia opening the door.
That's okay.
This is in contradiction. I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay,
this
there
is
you
in
go.
contradiction to her statement that the door was wide open when she arrived. My guess,
Yeah,
look at
that's
this
a big
outrage
one.
from the snowflake. My guess is that that's probably the case. She probably knocked on the door. He didn't didn't answer, and then she opened the door. The 23-year-old contacted police and claimed she'd been lured in the house.
23 years old. God, my generation just needs a lesson in life, I think.
By a man and described the incident as an instance of sexual assault. However, the Ring camera footage taken from the residence reportedly appeared to show Henderson letting herself into the home. Well, that's a whole different
wait,
kettle
so
of
it
fish.
wasn't even ajar? Letting herself into the home is if that means that... I mean, well, okay, maybe it doesn't mean it, but it implies to me that, like, she knocked on the door, there was no answer, and she opened the door and let herself in. An unlatched door is not an invitation. I don't even know if it was unlatched, because it says it let herself in. Elf doing a cake baking stream and McSkittles would be great. How fucking stop it, I swear to God.
Now, isn't it? The Ring camera
It's with
footage
the
taken
fucking
from the
baking
residence
streams.
reportedly appeared to show Henderson letting herself into the home, and police reportedly stated the man in the home hadn't given her any indication to enter. Wow.
Okay, well, there you go.
I didn't know that.
That's trespass.
Could something like exposing yourself to a DoorDasher even be considered sexual assault? No. It's indecent exposure. Seems like police know he was drunk versus Olivia saying she was lured. She wasn't lured. Her original video got over 30 million views before she deleted it. How does the virality of this case affect how a judge will see this in court? Could it result in harsher sentencing? I think so. I think the fact that this did go viral.
Yeah, probably.
And she had 30 million views, and then she kept posting about it, is an aggravating factor.
Well, that's the thing. Her restating again and again that no, this is what happened. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of sexual assault. I was sexually assaulted. Her continuously double and triple and quadrupling down on that. Yeah, I would consider that probably an aggravating factor in her sentencing. I mean, the judge is probably going to be looking at that at the very least. I can't imagine her conduct is going to be any more becoming, in front of a judge, than, what she's posted online.
If she lied about it, if the door Ring camera shows her opening the door and she lied about
That's a big problem.
That's more of a malicious thing going on there. Could the man sue
Yeah, that's
Olivia
first
for
degree,
defamation
not
in a civil
second.
suit that she has painted him as a rapist. How? Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah,
What are you gonna get from
absolutely.
this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, dude, the liability there. Oh, holy shit, dude. Absolutely, he fucking could.
She's unemployed. But
Yeah, she
yeah,
doesn't
you
have
could.
anything.
You absolutely could, because let's say the door was closed and she let herself in, and he's passed out with his, pants just. I mean, it's the human body, for crying out loud. It's not like he's, chasing her around, with lube. I mean, he's not doing it.
Yeah, he's not. Look, he's not pulling a ditty, chasing you around with fucking 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Anything.
Okay.
He's just passed out. I mean, maybe he had to take a dump and forgot to pull his pants up. Who knows? But he didn't have an erect penis, according to her. I mean, she didn't say he did. If she goes into the home, sees that, and then puts that online, that is invasion.
Between us pressuring you to be a little bigger and the recreation of The Godfather that your dad is doing with the cat, who's annoying you more? The answer is both. Both is annoying me more. But but the thing is my Papa Elfpire now has his fucking food, and the cat isn't here either. So now it's just you guys left.
Of privacy, and that's the intentional infliction of emotional distress. I know, I'm distressed.
Big time,
just
yeah,
thinking about it.
IID.
All right, that's all we got for this one, for this Miss Henderson.
There you go.
Miss.
There you go. And don't forget, if you are not already subscribed to CLR Bruiser Rivers, here, let me do this real quick. In the chat, like this. Here you go. That was the video. Alright, so. We got a couple more things. While I was dealing with bullshit in the background over the last week, we have two really juicy things that our friend Legal Mindset has decided to cover in a couple fast facts. There's one I'm less interested in. This one I'm much more interested in. But as of a few days ago, apparently, allegedly, Destiny went from his, and I don't, like, I think there are claims, like, he claims, oh, I was here for this reason, I was here for that reason, I don't really care. All I know is Destiny, who's from Florida, crossed state lines into Texas to video somebody who is a subpoenaed witness in his case, in his revenge porn case with Pixie. Pixie is suing Destiny. Destiny's team, I believe it's Destiny's team, actually subpoenaed this individual, this woman, I guess somebody that Destiny used to date, who also is a lawyer, by the way. And he just, like, shows up, like, for whatever reason, at, what she claims is her place of work, and says some really, really stupid stuff. I mean, like, we're talking classic, witness intimidation 101 kind of shit. Like, it's just ridiculous. And, it wouldn't be covered as intensely, but, according to, Legal Mindset and according to the individual who was harassed by Destiny, the subpoenaed witness, she has actually filed a police report on this incident. So that obviously automatically makes it carry quite a bit more weight than just like, oh my god, this happened online, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, this happened. It's in violation of, how you freaking handle and treat witnesses, especially when they're fucking subpoenaed waiting a deposition or waiting to fucking speak at trial or whatever the fuck's gonna happen with that witness. You treat them very, very respectfully. You don't do anything that could be remotely construed as intimidation, coercion, etc. So this is pretty wild. It's about 20 minutes long. It's from our buddy Legal Mindset. And without further ado, we're gonna let him take over.
Destiny, aka Stephen Bennell, risks felony charges and major consequences in an ongoing civil case in regards to an interaction he had with a witness, a potential future.
Doesn't really matter what it looks like. The fact that she is a subpoenaed witness means that he should be under no circumstances crossing state lines to harass her via video. That should not be happening.
Witness in Texas. We're going to get on that today on The Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is the fast facts version, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. If you like this version, make sure to let me know in the comments below and let me know what you think about the topic. So, of course, you guys are familiar with the legal saga if you've been paying attention in the wake of Destiny, and now he's risking not just one felony, but multiple consequences from this interaction.
This is my best friend, Lauren De Laguna. How you doing? I literally am gang stalking her right now. I am gang.
I moved away from Miami, she says. She looks exacerbated. He is being downright instigatory.
This wonderful lady.
I'm gang stalking? Did he just use the fucking term gang stalking? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I work here. You work here? I work here. Do you have anything you would like to say to the audience?
Yeah, you're free. You're fucking weird.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
Yeah,
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for stalking me. You're a one-man, this is a one-man gang stalker army right now, okay? So,
Destiny, I don't know what the fuck possessed you into thinking that this was a good idea. I really don't. What the fuck?
Thanks for hanging out.
And you just keep making as to why I need to be deposed.
Yeah.
Okay, now she's talking about the fact that she is going to be deposed.
Are we recording each other now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How are you doing? How's life in Texas?
I'm gonna go to my mom.
Okay, be careful. Say bye. I'll see you around.
Why? Why are you following me?
Because I'm bored. I gang stalk in real life.
You're fucking free.
That's so weird. That is so weird to say, even as a joke. To say that to a subpoenaed witness is fucking insane. I can't overstate like how insane this is. Like, I'm pretty much pulling out my hair right now going, how the hell? Like, this gets in front of a judge is not gonna be happy.
Pedophile.
Yeah.
Okay, she shouldn't be calling him a pedophile. Even with regards to what he has admitted to having on his computer and everything. And again, those are his words, not mine. You want to find the clip, find it. I'm not even going to quote what he has admitted to. But even with that, all involving, I believe it's Rose. You can't just call somebody a pedophile on, on video. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Knight of Orange says, does Tiny have an attorney? Tiny is an attorney. That's what's crazy about this, guys.
Yeah. True.
I mean Rose.
True. Queen.
I mean Rose.
Stay safe,
So you still can't say that.
Of course, we've got the characters here today. Destiny.
Oh God! Why? Jesus Christ! Dude, you can't. Look at that. He looks like if COVID-19 was a person. That's what he looks like.
Once again in his beautiful Attack on Titan form here. And then we've got Miss
Lauren
that's even
De better.
Laguna,
Yeah, he's a Titan form.
who is a lawyer.
Yeah, so here she is, Lauren De Laguna, Hayden Law PLLC, in good standing with the Florida Department of State. She is a lawyer. She has a firm. Holy shit, guys.
With Hayden Law, she's in good standing with the...
Yeah, she's in a fucking law firm. Oh my God. And you do, okay, Jesus
Florida
Christ.
Department of State, that's her business. And she works remotely in Texas, right? So as an attorney, this is something that people need to understand. If you're practiced, let's say you're licensed in Florida, like myself, like Lauren, you can go and work, you can physically be somewhere else, particularly if you're doing a lot of work that's online or it's corporate, transactional work, IP work. A lot of that stuff can be done remotely and can be done living.
How is he both skinny and pudgy? I honestly don't know. That's pretty impressive. It's the skinny fat thing,
in
Raven.
another state. So Lauren lives in another state. She lives in Texas. Now, the important thing to point out here for Miss De Laguna is that she is a potential witness in the case with Pixie in Florida.
she admitted it
so
to
when
herself.
this happened just in November in Austin, Texas, and this is a grainy version, the quality wasn't very good on the phone here, but with this, you see clearly here Mr.
Right.
Stephen Bennell. This is Destiny, and you see Lauren De
Destiny,
Laguna
yeah.
there. She's confirmed this was her. This interaction happened, and this encounter happened in Austin, Texas. Now, if you don't know, and a very important factor here is that Lauren lives in Texas, right? So, and Destiny lives in Florida. So this encounter happened at a place in which Destiny does not normally live or reside. He's normally not hanging out in Texas, right?
Yeah,
and
that's,
Lauren
that's
actually
kind of a big thing here. I mean, unless there's some reason, like oh, there was an event, or you know, he was on location filming something. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Destiny does. But this makes it a lot more difficult to argue in front of a judge. Why the fuck are you here, living in Florida, crossing state lines to fucking harass a fucking subpoenaed witness in a case you are of which you're a party of? This is... You know, I really need the, you know, the emote where you're pinching the bridge of your nose? I need that. I need that for this model, so I can actually pinch my nose, like the bridge of my nose, in just like frustration and agitation and other negative words. I am exhausted with these people.
works nearby where this location was happening, where this interaction was happening. Now, we're going to get into this when we get into the defenses, but obviously this looks really, really bad on its face. When you watch the video and you go through it, it looks like Destiny is stalking her, is encountering her. Now, Destiny's supporters and Destiny's defense is, no, she encountered him. She came up to him. Of course, at this point, that's a he said, she said, based on just that particular double statement. Obviously, Destiny saying she approached, him saying he approached. But what we do have in this encounter is an extended encounter in which Destiny continues to record.
But regardless of like who approached, right? Like, and this is what I would argue. I'm like, look, the fact of the matter is, and let this stand, that I believe Destiny approached her, and he crossed state lines to do it. She works here. She lives here. She has every reason to be here. Destiny does not. By default, I'm sorry, he approached hers. Regardless of an event, or, I don't care if you're trying to pull a sniper wolf, and you're like, oh, hey, I have a shoot here. Let me fucking go up to Jack's Film's fucking house and post his location online. Look, you can't do this kind of shit, right? Maybe Xiao Zhou, stop it. Stop being my contrarian one guy person, whatever the fuck that is. Don't do that right now. I will slap you.
He does not disengage from this. He uses the, sarcastically, he says, I'm gang stalking you. I'm gang stalking you, in a tone that he's going to say is sarcastic or being sarcastic. But at the root of this, Destiny has a massive online community. And at a certain point, when you engage with someone and you have a massive community and you're saying, hey, look, this is a witness that is against me. I'm now telling you and showing you visibly where they are. I'm giving you video evidence of where they are.
And
you
hey,
can look
let's
around.
gang stalk
All
them.
the people on the internet, the Tylenol Americans, can go.
What, the Tylenol Americans? Oh my god. I can't believe you just said that. Okay, so it harkens to the saying. Oh, thank you for the sticker. Next time. It harkens to the saying. The king. The king lamenting to his knights. Oh, won't somebody rid me of these troublesome nobles? Right? Yeah, maybe he's just saying shit, maybe he's just shooting the shit, whatever. But guess what? He's got a lot of followers. Statistically speaking, at least a few of them kind of gotta be fucking crazy. You cannot, with the following that Destiny has and people like Destiny have, you cannot do reckless things like this. Because it will give your crazy followers the green light to fucking meet the ante, set the bar that you set. They will meet it and they will fucking exceed it. I assure you of that. And someone like Destiny needs to be fully aware what his actions and his words, the weight it carries with the people who follow him.
Look at the background and figure out, okay, this is the general area, and that opens up Lauren, who doesn't have a large community and she doesn't have people that are fervently after them, to stalk her, to harass her, etc. So it's a huge potential issue. So Lauren De Laguna is a subpoena witness in Destiny's existing revenge, we'll call it prawn case.
Okay.
Right? I like prawns, but not revenge prawn.
Prawns are great.
So this is the case with Pixie, obviously. And Destiny is very aware of the fact that Lauren De Laguna is a witness. He is not unaware of that. So that awareness goes deep into, okay, is this potentially criminal? Because we're going to need to form intent. And part of that intent there is, hey, do you know this person's a witness? Destiny is in.
The argument that Legal Mindset is making is that Lauren lacks an adequately similarly sized audience to Destiny. In fact, in that clip that we saw, it showed her subscriber count. It's a little over 5,000. Yeah, I would say that in terms of followers and in terms of people, who might wish her harm, who are stalking her through following her profiles and stuff like that, right? Statistically speaking, her little community of 5,000 probably has far less nut jobs in it than Destiny's much larger community, in which he has now just painted a target on Laura.
Full knowledge of who Lauren is. He's very, very familiar with them. They had an interpersonal relationship, right? And once again, this isn't about their past history, their romantic history. This is about the law. And the law says, hey, once somebody is a witness, you cannot treat them like you would treat anybody else. You can't just treat them like a random McDonald's worker on the street who's not subpoenaed. The rights and the responsibilities are different. So the most important thing here, and what I think is really turn this into a topic I would cover and not just something that was a he said, she said, is Lauren has filed a police report.
Yeah,
Texas
this is the big one right here. This is actually the huge one. Because if she has filed a police report, and if there's any lies on that, now she's going to be in trouble for that. There's absolutely legal consequences in place if she does lie and make a false statement to police. So she has incentive not to lie. She has every reason not to, report this as a false statement. So the fact that she has gone ahead, and despite this, the fact that she's an attorney, the fact that this took place near her place of work, these are all things that the judge is going to look at and be like, if it gets that far anyway, and go yeah, no, this looks very bad. And even the appearance of, inappropriately handling your witnesses is going to get you in a lot of trouble.
Mess around when it comes to following up on police reports. And even this police report may trigger the DOJ, the federal investigators on this, because this case is at a federal level with Pixie, and the ramifications are interstate, right? They cross over into Florida, so this gives federal jurisdiction clearly to investigate this. And there are legal consequences if Lauren was to lie. I often don't cover things until there's a police report, because a lot of times if you just put up some Google Doc on the internet, anybody
yeah, a Google Docie is never gonna, I think I only have a couple Google Docies that I've just fully covered, and even those ones there's claims of police reports, but there's never actually a police report that you can find. If I remember right, Andrew actually reached out to Lauren on X and said, if this happened and this is true, you should probably file a report. And she responded saying she already has.
Can do that. Anybody can just make a photo or, maybe doctor evidence or do whatever else without filing that police report. But once you file that police report, there is something that can be held against you. And for all of those who may not know, I know a lot of you remember him. Let's just remind you of Juicy Smooth, Jussie Smollett.
Oh my God,
who suffered consequences for a false police report.
This guy, what was it? Yeah, there it is. Hold on. This is MAGA country. Let me tell you where was
Jussie
it again,
Smollett over here.
I remember this guy. Yeah, here we go. Okay, on January 29th, 2019, American actor Jesse Smollett approached the Chicago Police Department and falsely reported a hate crime that he had staged against himself earlier that morning. He planned the fake hate crime with two Nigerian American brothers, Abimbola and Olabinjol Asokjai. I'm sorry. I'm butchering the pronouncing of those names, I'm sure, but who had worked with him on the television drama Empire, okay? During the staged attack on the East Lower North Water Street in Chicago's Streeterville neighborhood, the disguised brothers shouted racial and homophobic slurs, while one poured bleach on Smollett, and the other placed a noose around his neck. Oh my, what you Jesus, it sounds. It literally sounds like what cartoon villains would do. You're in the wrong neighborhood. Listen, my country. It's just so ridiculous.
Suffered consequences for a false police report claiming he was beat up by MAGA.
Yeah.
Funny enough, there was actually an incident recently about a woman who faked a attack just now in Trump's second term, cutting herself, having a fetish artist, I believe, cut her up with razors and pretend she was attacked. These sorts of things, when you file a police report, when you fake it like Smollett faked it, you can face real consequences, and you should. We should not have people and incentivize them to be filing fake police reports. So to the extent Lauren De Laguna lies on her police report, she now has consequences. So I have to take it with a level of seriousness that is more than just an empty online accusation. This isn't just somebody angry tweeting. This is somebody that's actually gone through and followed up on what they said. So let's talk about the legal consequences for Destiny here if he was found to be engaging in this, because once again, as a party in a lawsuit, you have different responsibilities to the witnesses. You are not just like a random person on the street. So the first thing, and we'll talk about the federal crimes, the state crimes, and the civil kind of consequences for his ongoing case. And there's a lot.
Intimidation or corrupt persuasion, corrupt tampering with evidence, and harassment. Yeah, that's a good number. Up to 20 years in prison. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the big thing with this, though. This is why, like, look, America has some extremely fucking strict rules and regulations and laws and shit in place to help prevent somebody from coming in and leaning their thumb on the scales of justice via witness intimidation, because that's one of the main things you want to go for if you want to corrupt the outcome of a case or corrupt a narrative. You want to get to one of the witnesses and get them to misstate things, get them to back out of testifying, whatever. In light of that, America has some seriously strict things in place to make sure that witnesses are appropriately protected, because they are a very important part of any case.
Here, guys. So if you see 18 USC section 1512, we've got all of these crimes under various subsections. The first is intimidation and corrupt persuasion. So knowingly, and once again, he knew she's a witness, right? Intimidating, threatening, or persuading a witness, or attempting to influence testimony. So here's the thing. Was the behavior he was engaging in by Destiny going up, approaching her, or whether he was approached, whatever, but by filming that, by engaging in this, by talking about gang stalking, by publishing this to his very activist community, a community that we have all the evidence for, the online community is a clear testament to the fact that they will go out and do things on Destiny's behalf. They'll do things online. They'll harass you online. And some people are unhinged enough in Destiny's community to actually go out there in person. In fact, we have some evidence that people were planning to harass Lauren in person. Not just Destiny, but part of the community, part of the DGG, Destiny's community.
Well, given Destiny
that
showed up
actually
there,
is
I
a
wouldn't be
material factor
surprised.
here. And then you've got, what's the punishment for that? Well, the punishment for intimidation under the federal statute is a unlimited fine, so the judge can fine them as much as they want, and then up
And
to
make
20
you-
years in
yeah.
prison. So that is a serious felony level
That's
offense.
again,
Then you've got
yeah,
corrupt
but
tampering with
it's
evidence,
appropriately
so,
serious.
altering, destroying, or concealing evidence or preventing its production. So to the extent that this might be trying to cause Lauren to destroy, conceal, or cover something up that might be trying to influence her, could be under that. Once again, a fine and up to 20 years, and harassment. So even if there was no intent, this is the one I want to really throw out here, because you don't need intent on this. Now, this would be a misdemeanor. It wouldn't be a felony. But even if there's no intent, he could get harassment. He could be caught with harassing a witness, even without intent, for a fine and up to 1 year in
And
prison.
again, I
So
don't know
he's
how you
risking
didn't show.
real prison time, real
I
time
feel like you
behind
can
bars
very much easily show
here
intent.
at a federal level, because once again, this case going on in Florida, this action happened in Texas, you've got interstate there, you've got federal statutes coming in, all of this is going to apply. Then you've got the state crimes in Texas, once again, not a lenient criminal state, Texas, not one you want to go and commit a bunch
Holy
of crimes
shit,
in.
Texas.
You've got tampering with a witness, which is section 3605 of the Texas Code. Coercing or intimidating
Yeah.
a witness or prospective witness with the intent to influence. So once again, you do have to have some intent to influence them, but looking at what is the possible outcome of coming up,
I
of
feel like
filming
you
her,
can very
showing where
strongly
she
argue
works.
for intent.
Yeah, that could be a thing. Now, there's various classifications here. It can be anywhere between 2 years to 10 years in prison as a felony, and up to a 10K fine, $10,000 fine. Then you've got harassment. So communicating in a
Harassment,
manner intended to
42.7.
harass, annoy, or alarm. So publishing a video has been intended as communicating. So publishing a video in
Yeah,
a manner
that would be
intended to
communication.
harass, annoy, or alarm, that can be a misdemeanor or a felony. It depends on how they escalate it. And there's 2 years maximum on that if it goes up to the felony level. So once again, state level, not looking good either. Now, there's more time up to 20 years on the federal level, but the state is not looking bad either. There's also consequences in his ongoing civil trial. So in the trial with Pixie, the judge himself can come down and do these things. First of all, sanctions and penalties. I'll get into that on the next page because they're kind of detailed. The next one is introduction as evidence of a pattern of intent. So what this could look at
Community of
is
Distance Community
the judge
actually
could
like
say,
them.
in the Pixie case, this shows
I have no idea.
that Destiny has a pattern of bad behavior, of intentional behavior here to
big time,
influence
yeah.
people in a negative way and introduce that to a jury. And that could be fully permissible.
I mean, isn't there a video of Destiny pretty much saying that, like, oh, if someone comes after me, you know, with what I know about other streamers, I'll take them all down, kind of shit. Like Destiny and Mizkif, these are people who have no problem if their career ends up on the line through their own, you know, stupidity and their own, you know, actions. They have no problem acting like crabs in a bucket and dragging every motherfucker down with them.
As a pattern of behavior, saying this is something that he does. He does this as a pattern, right? Once again, I've talked about this. Destiny exhibits many narcissistic traits and saying, hey, this is part of this pattern of kind of narcissistic abuse that he kind of exacts on people. And he'll go in and he'll delete messages. He'll do whatever to make himself look better or delete evidence of his, kind of love bombing and gaslighting, and then come in and look like he's innocent, look like he's done nothing wrong. Beyond that, and I've talked about this with the Emiru case with Mizkif, is IIED, intentional infliction of emotional distress, a very strong civil claim, and invasion of privacy. These are things that Lauren De Laguna could bring in, and she could bring those in, even on that case or on a separate case, and say, hey, listen, you are invading my privacy and you're causing emotional distress. And I think that's something that is potentially feasible under the law. Let's talk about some of the sanctions.
Yeah.
These are real fun.
Whoa, Jesus. Okay, look at these sanctions. Okay, let's see here. Federal court has brought authority under FRCP 11, frivolous conduct, FRCP 37, discovery abuses, and inherent powers to sanction parties for misconduct, monetary penalties, adverse inferences, striking defenses. Yeah, that's the big time. Contempt of court, that's probably the one most people here are familiar with. Elevated punitive damages and permanent no contact order. Mandate to delete all related content, aka the video. I mean, the mandate should definitely happen. Permanent no contact order might not be bad as well. Elevated punitive damages, sure. there's a couple defenses that Destiny actually used that I think you could use this to attempt to strike them down. Adverse inferences, yeah. I mean, yeah, these are all really
So the
good.
federal court has really broad authority, super broad authority under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11 for frivolous conduct, Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 37 for discovery abuses, and its inherent powers, the inherent powers of the court, the power to sanction parties for misconduct. So they can issue monetary penalties, which could be
Unlimited
payable
power.
to the court or to Ms. De Laguna. They can say
or both.
adverse inferences. So saying, once again, they can assume Destiny's bad intent through his pattern of behavior, etc. They can give the jury an adverse instruction because of this bad behavior by Destiny. They can also strike his...
Oh, that would be really bad. That would actually be probably the... I mean, I think a jury trial would be fucking devastating for Destiny, but even more so now, especially if the judge does decide to impose any of these.
defenses. Now, this is very extreme, but Destiny has some counterclaims. And they could say, you know what, Destiny, you have behaved so badly. You are so bad that we're just going to remove those. Now, that's extreme. I don't think they're going to go there yet, but it's possible, ladies and gentlemen. You also have contempt of court. We've talked a lot about that. That's a broad power they can exercise. Elevated
that's an
punitive
easy one.
damages. So let's say Pixie was to win, they could issue harsher punitives because punitive damages are meant to stop harm to others. And the judge could look at that and say, hey, look, listen, if this isn't stopped with Pixie, other people are going to be suffering this thing under Destiny as well. He's going to go out and repeat this pattern of
I'm
behavior.
liking the
He's going to go
zoom-ins.
out and do this again to other women, to other people. Once again, women and men, I don't think Destiny makes much of a difference there with either one of them. So other men and women are going to be hurt by this when he engages in romantic and or deviant relationships with them. Also, there could be a permanent no contact
Deviant.
order issued for Ms. De Laguna that she could obtain from the court. There could also be a mandate to delete all related content. So it's saying, hey, Destiny, you've got to delete that video. You've got to go in there and delete that because that is harassment and that is leading your community even to harass. I believe the damage is already done nowadays because things just go up so quickly.
Yeah,
but
you
I
can
think it would
yeah,
be a
yeah.
step to show the court does not approve of what he does and make him actually come back and behave. Because listen, if there's anything with Destiny, he's not going to listen to people on the internet. He's not going to listen to people that are trying to advise them, even give him good advice. The only thing Destiny's going to listen to is the cold, hard consequences of the law. So let's talk about his defenses. The she approached me defense. He claims, of course, self-protection.
That one's
The court
kind of
was in
insane.
self-protection. The presumptions are against Destiny here, though, because let's even take that at face value and say that she did approach him.
Thank you. Look, she approached me, and this is my main argument against it. Is like, dude, she's near her place of work. You don't even live in the state. You left the state that you live in, Florida, traveled to Texas, and you are here. You cannot say she approached me with that. That's an insane fucking statement made in light of those facts,
First of all, you're not a Texas resident. What were you doing there in the first place? Maybe, let's put it out this way. He was walking around in that area and she approached him, but did he happen to just stumble upon the place where she works, where her workplace is? Was that just really random coincidence
that's
that
very
he just
hard
ended
to
up in a
just
place where she works? That's questionable.
reason
There's
out.
also a large activist community, which, as I've mentioned, is against Miss De Laguna, does not like her, and they've been known to go out and do unhinged things, right? They might be trying to swat her, they might be trying to chase her, stalk her, who knows, with some unhinged people in the DGG. The other argument, and this is one I heard, was, it's a street, bro, it's a street. Yes, if you're just two random people on the street and you happen to run into somebody on the street, yes, that is just a street encounter, and as long as you move on, right, you move on quickly, there isn't necessarily a problem there. Here's the issue. This is a witness. Witness can't be harassed anywhere. It doesn't make it okay to harass a witness in the street. It doesn't matter if you're in McDonald's. It doesn't matter if you're on your car. It doesn't matter where you are. You can't, there's no exception. The law doesn't say you can harass a witness. You can't harass a witness unless it's on the street, right? No, you can't harass them anywhere. period. So that it's a street bro doesn't really work. Also, the engagement was extended beyond necessary. He did not need to stay in that and stay on that as long as possible. If he wanted to record it for his own safety, he could have recorded it and walked away and not talked about references of gang stalking and not made her reference that she works around there, not pushed her, right, and made that accusation that she is the stalker, and therefore she responded, she works there. He kind of baited that out of her. Therefore, now the whole community knows that and can come harass her. So I think that burden is there. Also, saying Lauren is lying and calling her a liar, well, she filed a police report. Did Destiny file a police report? No, he did not. So once again, I tend to believe the person with legal consequences behind them, not the person who has nothing on their side to prove it because they haven't actually filed a police report. If Destiny is really serious that it was Lauren who came up and harassed him, file a police report in Texas, Destiny, because then you should be the one filing the police report, right? That's her harassing you. That's her stalking you. Go file the police report.
That's the case.
Well, he hasn't done that. So therefore, the presumption remains in Lauren's favor.
There you go.
So in conclusion, Destiny is just continuing to dig himself deeper in this case. You know, Pixie's attorneys aren't the best. I would say my assessment is they're kind of weak in terms of their power. Of course, once again, she's not got unlimited money. A lot of them are doing the work for discount or pro bono, I believe. But Destiny is already in trouble. He's already got the issue with what's on his computer and that stuff that came up. And this is only adding to it. Adding on with this public incident was not necessary for Destiny. But as I've said before, he just can't help himself. And Destiny, based on this incident, at a minimum, will be investigated. Probably by the DOJ, the feds, likely, very likely, the Texas is going to go hard on him, even harder than the DOJ. But we'll see. They both might go very hard on him. But he's going to be investigated for these multitude of potential crimes. Guys, what do you think about this? What do you think is going to happen with Destiny in this case? I will catch you on the next one.
Very nice, very nice. That is, hold on real quick. I'm telling Pablo Elfpire, I'm telling him about Nate the lawyer, about the tumor and everything. He's like, oh my gosh, asking how you're doing and everything. Told him how you're doing and everything. Just give me a second thought. And look. Healthcare is so fucked in terms of pricing and stuff like that. I've just told him. Sorry, everybody. I just told him about the $27,000 ambulance ride. I think it was 40-minute ambulance ride. Amounted to $27,000. That's not even beginning into all the treatment and everything that. So he's no, not good. Not a good time. And I don't know how you would challenge any of that. If you can even challenge any of that. But, yeah. Okay, my dad is making me aware of all the Black Friday deals and all that, Cyber Monday stuff and all that. We have a few more. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna put on background music real quick. I'll be right back. Wait, what? That's 10 times my ambulance ride. Or ignore it for 5 years. Everyone buy a new phone. You can get a discount on a camera and gloves for your baking stream. I swear to God, McSkittles. Okay. We have a few more here. I got that one done. That one was pretty wild. Where the hell are we? Okay, there we go. I've been going for an hour and 51 minutes. I don't know what he's talking about. I've been going for a while. Okay, I was going to edit to see the description, to see what my... Okay, so we got those 3. He went nuts attacking his own company and on the neighborhood kids. Oh my god. I think we're gonna do the civil rights lawyer one first. Off-duty cop draws down on the neighborhood kids, and then we will finish it off with, he went nuts attacking his own company. Why do you need gloves to bake? It's so people don't notice that I'm black. No, I'm cute. Okay. Oh, Jesus. That's just a normal thing that people do for hand streams and stuff like that for VTubers. Okay. He went nuts. Okay, here we go. This is a crazy one. So let's turn off background music. And let us see what is going on. Well, okay, wow, first frame, and it's just fucking there. Look, guys, right there. He's already fucking... I mean, holy crap, dude, we just got here.
Get on the ground.
Are you kidding me?
Get on the ground. Come here. Come here. Yeah, you see. Get
what
down.
In the...
Bro, no, you can't get on the ground. What the f***? On the ground.
That is an off-duty police officer wearing a badge, pointing a
How
handgun
the hell?
at a group of unarmed, innocent children. This video shows what happens when an off-duty police officer treats kids in his own neighborhood the same way that he treats members of the public that he encounters when on duty as a police officer.
Hey, call the police. I am the police. What are you?
Oh god, I am the Senate too. Yeah, this is, how are they gonna spin this? This looks pretty bad. Also, a face mask just in case you walk out of frame. Now, I would have to figure, look. Bakes. First of all, we don't even have, like, a full oven. Like, I can make small things in this, like, combination toaster oven air fryer thing that I have, but we don't actually have an actual oven. So a baking stream is a long ways away. If it'll ever happen, okay? I'm not pulling a Vedal and fucking and freaking Neurosama baking or whatever the hell they did.
Dude, get the f*** on the ground. Yo, hey, stop.
Jesus Christ.
And it also shows why well-meaning, law-abiding adult men in the neighborhood who want to be good citizens, who want to support the police to back the blue, are the most dangerous people among us. They can see something like what's in this video happening, a cop drunk with power, both literally and figuratively, and just jump right in and help them do it more effectively.
What get on the did we do? Help! 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 Mom! Mom! Mom!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, bystanders. I mean, because now you have a group of people who are, like, willing to believe this guy. Yeah, this guy who's literally drunk, pointing a gun at teenagers. Yeah, he's in the right. I'm sorry, those bystanders need to be fucking taught something. We will get a baking stream when we make Eva the long man. No, never. No, my God. Jesus Christ.
This happened on September 28th, 2025 in Hilton Head, South Carolina. This now viral video was posted on social media by the aunt of one of the kids involved, and this was her description of what happened. An intoxicated and off-duty police officer approached my nephew and his friends while they were taking a walk through the neighborhood. Initially, the officer did not have on his gear, so when he questioned the children about what they were up to, they refused to answer. The children in this video attempted to walk away, which then led to this officer going home to put on his gear, follow and harass them, and ultimately leading to this incident.
Get on the ground.
Bro,
Get on the ground. Come here.
Yeah, dude, oh my god, okay, yeah. Look, he's in, he literally just went in and he grabbed his gear vest. That's all he did. He fucking grabbed his fucking gear vest and his fucking gun. And he went, alright, even though I'm in a fucking stupid shirt, I'm in shorts and fucking... I don't know what that shoe wear is, but I guarantee you it's not, you know, it's not freaking, standard issue. Eva campfire cookie stream. Well, you know, I do know how to cook on a campfire. Kinda reminds me. There was this, I wonder if I can find it. There was this Twitter post that I saw, and it was a picture that looked like it was taken during maybe the 70s or 80s, maybe even the late 60s. And it was a picture of a neighborhood much like this one. And that's from Mango Fox. We're getting into it, but story time right now. But it's a story. It was a picture of a neighborhood much like that one, and a bunch of kids like hanging out, riding their bikes, walking around, just enjoying life, right? And it said, whatever happened to these days, right? It's like, well, this is what happened. Even if it's not somebody who the kid should fear or the kid should avoid, like some creeper. No, it's a cop drunk both figuratively and literally on power and whatever he'd been fucking drinking, fucking slamming the teenagers who were just walking through the neighborhood onto the ground and pointing guns at them. You want to know what happened to those days? You guys took them away when you started pointing the fucking gun at the kids.
Dude, what the is your problem? No!
Yeah, I'm wondering where his, like, if he is, like, you know, if he believes he's doing the right thing, right? And he's off duty. If he ran in to grab his vest, do you not think he should be calling his on-duty buddies for backup?
Ow! Mom! No! Yo!
The aunt said these children fortunately made it home to their parents safely, but this incident could have gone completely different. Please share so that this incident does not get swept under the rug. Then, as this first video was going viral, additional footage came out showing what sounds to me like two different bystanders, just these adult male neighbors of this cop who jump in and basically help this cop pin these children to the ground.
They were flashing. Oh, shut up. Shut up. Shut the oh, God. God damn it. We need better training. We don't need less training. This isn't a defund the police situation. The reason why we have these situations go down is because our training of our police and our law enforcement is woefully inadequate. Okay, I'm kind of reminding myself this more than anything else. Jesus Christ, a cop on an ego trip is such a dangerous... Nobody flashed a gun at anybody. You're lying. You're lying to your fucking teeth. God damn it. Oh God, look, look, it is so many people's drain. Look, a lot of people believe themselves like they kind of respond like Dwight Schrute does to authority. There's a lot of people who in this situation would jump at the chance to be informally deputized to help a law enforcement officer with some ruffians. Right? And now these bystanders are no longer bystanders. They're actively involved in what is very much criminal holding, like unlawful holding, harassment, fucking assault, battery for sure. Hey, that kid might be onto something. That's all I'm saying. That kid might just be onto something. I'm not quite sure how far qualified immunity is gonna get you with this one. I mean, this at the very least is a...
After the video started going viral, a local media outlet, WSAV, started to report on it. And they reported that they received information alleging that the off-duty officer who was involved was allegedly intoxicated at the time of the incident. According to their source, when the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office arrived on the scene, and that's who this officer works for, they declined to breathalyze.
Yes, you're right. Knights of Orange, you're absolutely right. But does the average person know that? Not really. I'm sorry, but like in this situation, I need help. These kids are like these, well, not these, but these fucking people. They were flashing a gun. I need help controlling these people. Any person who wants to be a help to law enforcement, guess what? They're gonna jump to that one. They're absolutely gonna jump to that one, and it's on the cop for misrepresenting the gravitas of the situation.
The officer. They also reported that neighbors said that the police arrived on the scene around 6 p.m. and were present until at least 10 p.m. They also confirmed that the families of these children have reached out to an attorney and they intend to press charges against this deputy.
Absolutely,
yesterday, on September 29th, the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office issued a statement in response.
Beaufort County Sheriff's Office is conducting an internal affairs investigation into an incident involving the off-duty deputy. On Sunday, September 28, 2025, at approximately 6:47 p.m., the Sheriff's Office responded to the calls of a disturbance in the community of Hilton Head. Upon the deputy's arrival, it was learned that an off-duty deputy was involved in the incident in the neighborhood where he resides. Shortly after the incident, the deputy was suspended without pay. He was relieved of his credentials badge. Sheriff's Office has issued weapons and equipment by... Oh, damn! Okay, I mean, okay, it looks like they actually came down to art on this guy. Okay, let's let him continue. I just wanted a quick read on that, but it sounds like he kind of got fucking... He got
to the
slapped
viral
down.
video, they confirmed that the individual in this video was, in fact, an off-duty deputy employed by them. They said that they suspended him without pay, relieved him of his credentials, weapon, and equipment at the scene by command staff who responded to this.
At the scene? Okay, that's really cool. Okay, if that's true, fucking absolutely fucking amazing. That's actually really good news.
Scene. While they had no other comment, they did state that Internal Affairs is conducting an administrative investigation and that SLED is doing a criminal investigation, which will then be forwarded to the 14th Circuit Solicitor's Office, the prosecutor's office, for review on whether or not there are going to be any criminal charges filed against this individual.
At this guy then.
Notably, they refused to release the deputy's identity at this time. However, there are many people reporting on social media that they know exactly who this guy is, and that his name is Billy Squires. If you like to brag about the fact that you...
I'm sorry. His name is Billy Squires. And he was a man who loves his tires. Sorry, that's such a funny name.
You support the police or you back the blue. What does that mean exactly? That's a sworn police officer right there in this video purporting to act with the trust and the authority that his community has placed in him. So you automatically support him, right? Why not? Because he was shouting and using profanities, aiming a gun at people. He made them get on the ground. He made them afraid. He forced them into submission. He called for backup, waiting for his friends to arrive, whom he obviously thought would help him when they did arrive. He clearly believed that these suspects had engaged in some sort of wrongdoing, that they were suspicious. He was just investigating and they weren't complying with his orders. For those of you who like to say that you back the blue, isn't this a F around find out situation? Isn't that the threshold? Don't police officers do this every day, confront suspicious people who fail to identify themselves or otherwise be compliant? Order them to stop, hold them at gunpoint for officer safety? Doesn't this happen all the time? Isn't that why these two good Samaritan bros in the neighborhood just jumped in to help this officer? What makes this situation different? And who are you to be the one to decide which is the F around find out situation and which is the outrageous violation of constitutional rights situation that everybody is upset about and we universally condemn? The fact is that you don't get to decide that. And that's why you don't knee-jerk support the government ever.
I mean, yeah, look, this country was founded off of rebellion. Off of knowing that our government can be a piece of shit and we need to retain certain rights and liberties to ourselves to help us combat when the over fucking reaching hand of government comes knocking once again. Cops are not your friend. I'm sorry, but they just aren't.
Individuals, such as individual police officers, you always base on their individual actions. So stop allowing yourself to be gaslit. Police misconduct like this occurs. When it does occur, advocating for accountability is actually supporting the police. Here, if it's true that the responding police officers, colleagues of this man, refused to properly investigate whether he was intoxicated, that's a problem, and it's not a good sign. It should not take very long to investigate this. It's all on video. There are plenty of witnesses, so let's pay close attention to this one. I'll put all the relevant contact information down below. When I find out more information, I'll update, and you can follow along by subscribing both here and at the blog at the Civil.
Oh shit, this was posted about a month ago. And I haven't really seen any updates on it. But maybe something's going on. I don't know. Alright, guys, we have one more. And this one's an easy one. It's 10 minutes, and it's one I don't normally react to. But it is some Charlie, some Witch Critical, some Penguin Zero, if you may. If you will. This is apparently... Okay, this has to do with the Campbell's guy. I'm pretty sure this has to do with that Campbell's CEO, like, went fucking crazy and, like, was, like, saying that, oh, the food is bioengineered and 3D printed and all this other crazy shit. Charlie talks about it, and, you know, we're not really a true YouTuber until we've reacted to at least one of Charlie's videos, you know? So, with that in mind, let's see what Charlie has to say.
Son? Well, you're about to. I'm going to trigger one for you.
Wait,
You ever experience a Winter Soldier moment, son?
No, I can't say that I have.
Well, you're about to. I'm going to trigger one for you. Campbell's Chicken Noodle Possibilities. Remember that? Well, what if those possibilities were that you're consuming terrible 3D printed bioengineered meat?
How do you feel about the Weapon Tuber starting a D&D group? That sounds fucking amazing. Honestly. I have min-maxed my D&D character. We're at level 3. My character will have... My monk warlock hybrid. Multi-class. They will have 55 movement speed. 17 base AC. With the ability to get that upwards to 23 AC. I'm kind of a D&D nerd.
That right now is the big story around Campbell's, whom I'm sure all of you are familiar with Campbell's food products. I think a lot of us here have grown up with it. There was a recording that just got released that was filmed in secret by an employee that was, I guess, listening to a goddamn podcast from the VP of information at Campbell's, who was ranting and raving about how terrible the quality of their food is and why he'd never buy it, how it's food for poor people, calling it bioengineered, 3D printed, basically just saying it's all like a bunch of shit you feed to piggies, not people. Then he also
Yes.
started like insulting Indians during this. It was like an hour.
Well, a
and
potential AC of 23. 17 base with me being able to use a homebrewed spell that my DM actually put in, and my character has a pin of ordinary defensive magic, which allows you to obtain a +6 to your AC until the start of your next turn. So with a base of 17, you can actually, you get a temp AC of 23. And then I think I had either Defensive Duelist or Frost Crown, which allowed me to increase my AC by 2 or 3 with just a reaction. Which, that basically allows me to, at level 3, get my AC to an average of 20 with a reaction, 23 with a with that spell ability, and then technically if I use a reaction on top of that, I could get it upwards to 25 or 26, but that is wasting a lot of reactions and actions. So yeah.
A half long recording, allegedly. It was recorded by a former employee named Robert Garza, who's filing a lawsuit about basically being wrongfully terminated because he tried to, like, complain about this kind of behavior. And the person, apparently, that has been recorded is Campbell's VP of Information Technology, Martin Bawley. I learned about...
Okay, so the VP, their computer guy? The computer guy went off on this?
This eye-opening revelation on stream, so I'm going to show you those clips, which also has, like, the pertinent audio section about, like, the bioengineered meat. Because that is a pretty big claim to say that it's, like, not real, low-quality, bioengineered meat from a 3D printer. 3D printed meat?
That sounds insane.
That's like fucking SpongeBob canned bread moment right there. I didn't think we were at that.
First of all, canned bread exists. Do you guys want to see it? Hold on. I'm sorry. Charlie just said something that actually exists. And I know people don't... Here. Canned bread. Here we go, guys. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god, it doesn't look good. It does not look good. It's so weird. Oh my god. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Look at this. Look. What the heck is this? Are you kidding me? Look, okay, whatever. You can see it at the top. Forget you. There. What? Look at that. Look at that stuff. That's not bread. Why is it in a can? I was so confused. That's canned bread, guys. Wait, what is that? It's canned bread. It's fucking canned bread. It exists. I don't understand anything. But there is canned bread in our lives. And that should be terrifying to everyone here.
That point, and I still don't think we are. I'm pretty sure this guy was just a bit off his gourd during this rant, and it seems like it was a rant he was delivering straight from the soul. To be able to yap for an hour and a half, apparently uninterrupted,
an hour and a half,
just
wow.
raving about the company you are a VP at, like that's a lot. So I feel like he kind of got a little lost in the sauce. I would be very...
He got lost in the sauce.
surprised to learn that it's actually 3D printed meat. I think what he was just trying to express is that it's so beneath him he would never eat this poor people food that his company makes. That seems to be the what he was trying to express. You hear about the Campbell's soup drama right now? Security analyst...
I love that it's Campbell's soup. Campbell's soup drama. What is this timeline, guys?
secretly recorded the executive VP for the company saying the soup is made with bioengineered meat that they make for poor people. What? Yeah, I just read a comment, and I just looked it up. There's a bunch of articles. Campbell's Soup at risk of being shut down in Florida because there was secret audio that was recorded with the VP saying that their meat is bioengineered, like slop, basically, quote, made for poor people.
Oh yeah, bioengineered meat chicken from 3D printer.
I have
Camel soup VP
Yummy.
mocks poor people who buy it.
Guys, who wants some 3D printed chicken? Personally, that sounds pretty good to me.
Food.
I have got to check this shit out later. What
the fuck?
3D
Yeah, do they have
printed
it?
meat.
Do they have this recording? Because I would love to see that.
These stories always blow my mind because how many people have
People in this pipeline, and this is the first I've ever heard of
Oh,
that.
is this? Oh, yeah,
we
look,
have
look,
shit
okay,
for
I think this is
fucking
the audio.
poor people. I don't buy fucking Campbell's products. Now that I know, oh my god, this is crazy.
I'm No Attorney Mark way.
Bernstein. Oh Jesus.
Now that I know what the fuck's.
Attorney Mark Bernstein. I fucking can't right now. With the ads everywhere. I'm Attorney Mark Bernstein.
How is it? Like, I didn't even think we had that technology yet to like print meat.
So we do,
Okay,
but
what's
it's
going on?
currently more expensive.
Than just raising meat. Yeah, that's okay. So here's kind of a big thing when it comes to like conspiracies like this. Okay, you have to in your mind to see if it's a viable conspiracy theory, right? You have to in your mind get past two major hurdles, in my opinion. The first major hurdle is it cost effective? Because if it is not cost effective, and if it does, like, if it costs more to do the conspiracy than it does just to do it legitimately, then I'm sorry, it's probably just being legitimately done. You can apply this to stuff like the moon landing, right? You know, during the time, in the 60s, it would have cost more money to fake the moon landing than it would have just done to go to the moon. Okay, and I'm not gonna get it into anybody over here about the moon landing. I swear, I will smack you down. But I'm just mentioning there needs to be that financial hurdle you have to overcome. Is it financially viable for this conspiracy to actually be in place? Usually the answer is no, and if the answer is no, then it's not a viable conspiracy.
It's super interesting because this guy also just sounds stupid.
Is taking legal action against
bioengineered meat, if I'm not mistaken, is really expensive right now because they can't do it in bulk.
Yeah, because they do it in labs and
It's
shit.
gotta be something, right? They have to found some way of doing it cheap.
Explosive allegations about one of its top executives.
I guess the other thing is, I can almost guarantee Campbell's probably comes out and goes, "Hey, we don't print our chicken."
Well,
We don't
apparently
print our
it's an audio
chicken, man.
recording of the VP saying that. I want to hear the audio. Where is it?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, that's my thought though. Is like the higher ups are
There we
gonna
go,
come
there we
out
go.
and be
Okay, we
like,
got
"What
it, we got it. So shut up. Everybody shut up. We got it right here. I don't know why I said everybody shut up. There's only the video talking. I'm sorry.
Of Monroe. Yeah, that's my thought though. Is like the higher ups are gonna come out and be like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?"
Yeah, but it's the VP. Okay, here, hold
But
on. Here's the
so in
audio.
a company like Campbell's, there's probably like 1,000 VPs.
You think so? I guess that's true.
Yeah, here, I
branch.
Yeah, there's a lot of VPs in Campbell's.
Robert
VP is like the lowest
Let's
end
hear it.
of the
Shut up,
impressive
shut up.
sounding title, basically.
Okay.
I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. So healthy. Now that I know what the in it.
Campbell's
Even
Soup
in a can of
Company.
soup, I
I'm
look
gonna
at
look
it,
them up on LinkedIn. Let's see.
Bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. You?
The recording.
Okay.
okay,
hearing
there
the
it is.
recording, it sounds like he's exaggerating. It sounds like
Yeah, it
like
does.
the 3D printer is something he made
It
up.
sounds like he's hyperbolizing, right? I do think he believes that the meat is bioengineered, but I don't think we're actually talking about 3D printed meat. That was something that he just added in as his own fucking flair.
But he's basically saying like, this is actual trash food I would never eat. I don't want to eat meat that came from a
What's up,
3D
crazy
printer.
fellas?
Do you? It sounds like he's.
Will, shut up, Nate.
He's
No.
the
Well, Nate, look, if you hear voices in your head, you should probably tell them to shut up.
one that's like pulling that out, not saying that it actually
yeah,
comes
that's like
from that.
hyperbolic a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we have one more after this because I skipped legal mindsets, fast facts for I believe it was Emiru's a good strategy for Emiru, excuse me, to use against Mizkif in that lawsuit.
Interesting.
But even still, just putting that out there is just an immediate like bomb to the company.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
that is
have to
pretty
imagine
bad.
their stock has dropped.
Man, that's so
I mean,
fucking.
yeah. Yeah.
VP made racist comments. It says its food is made for poor people. Yeah, it seems like this guy lost his noggin.
Wait, what is it? It was
It's a
racist?
15
Highly processed. Garza alleges Bally said Campbell makes highly processed food for poor people, made several derogatory comments about Indian employees, calling them idiots. Oh, okay. We have shit for fucking poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's not healthy now, and I know what the fuck it is. That I know what the fuck isn't it? Part of the recording said bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of shit chicken that came from a 3D printer. The recorded lasted longer than an hour and 15 minutes and included what Garza said was a disgusting rant about his co-workers. Fucking okay, I almost said things I shouldn't. Look, I'm live on stream. I need to be careful about, like, just reading quote. Like, look, me just saying the quote is fine if I, like, preface that, but I almost got clipped, okay? Effing those don't know a thing. The recording said, like, they couldn't think. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man, that's pretty bad.
Whoa, the recording lasted longer than an hour and 15 minutes.
I just saw that.
Holy shit. What, was he just like uninterrupted monologuing at the office here?
Yeah, he was, you bastard. You caught me monologuing. This guy just had a full-on syndrome meltdown from The Incredibles.
They recorded it?
A guy just went, over and over as he recorded on his phone.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah,
could be, there you are.
I know exactly.
Yeah, sure.
They couldn't think for the
Oh my god.
Just pure disgust.
And when he complained...
Oh, okay, well, it's just like... That sounded like an Irishman, I'm not gonna lie. That sounded like, look, that sounded like... Yes, Bruce was first, it was a good video. Yes, Bruce Rivers on the Doordash girl at start. Yes, Xiaojo. The voice is in my head, shush. But that, okay, like, let me go back real quick. Cause it sounds like, honestly, it sounds like he's from Scaries or something.
Sounds like you don't Just pure disgust.
Oh, Jesus.
And when he complained...
The response to Robert sticking up for other people is he gets fired.
I'm so curious what even...
I love how someone says VP sounds drunk. Oh my god, they just sound Irish. Look, one of us or even both of us could be right in that scenario.
spawned this rant from him? Like, did he just come in randomly like, all right, everyone gather around, I got a campfire story to tell you. Fuck Campbell's, this is shit for poor people, listen to me, listen well. Like, I wonder what got him down this road in the first place. Just like this snowball turning into an avalanche of a rant against the company where he is like a higher level position at. Like, maybe it was something as simple as Robert being like, hey man, what's going on today? He's like, well, let me fucking tell you what's going on today.
Yeah, you know what
It's
really
crazy.
grinds my
And
gears?
so he did record this. It feels pretty cut and dry
It
here
feels
that
real.
this is that guy saying these things.
Yeah.
And in retaliation, after complaining, he was fired. He was sticking up for his fellow employees and got
absolutely.
fired for it.
Look, he probably broke so many freaking clauses of if he was a stakeholder or something like that. Like there's things about disparagement against the company and stuff that you can't do. So like, yeah, this is a pretty easy lose your job, 80% speedrun.
Big Campbells themselves have responded saying, if the comments heard on the audio recording were in fact made by Mr. Bali, they are unacceptable. Such language does not reflect our values and the culture of our company. We do not tolerate this kind of language under any circumstances. So criticizing
He's temporarily on leave. Look, I guarantee you that temporary is now permanent. I don't see them bringing him back on. He just had a role in IT, guys. Like, come on.
Sentence enhancers. He's got a bit of a sailor's mouth on him, and Campbell's is condemning that. He's been temporarily put on leave while they conduct their own investigation. They noted his role in IT, which has nothing to do with how Campbell's makes its food, which is true. When I first was reading this story, it wasn't exactly clear to me what his role is, but after looking it up, he is not in, like, the production of its food, so it would be information he wouldn't be privy to in the first place, which is why I said during the stream it sounds like he's just exaggerating about, like, 3D printed meat. He views it as just, like, this lesser food because he's a fucking executive or something at Campbell's, so he wouldn't touch the shit. I don't think he's actually claiming it's 3D printed, and I would be very surprised if it was, because that would be extremely fucking expensive. More expensive than just sourcing cheaper chicken somewhere. But they responded to this saying, "We are proud of the food we make, the people who make it, and the high-quality ingredients we use to provide consumers with good food at a good value. We know that millions of people use Campbell's products, and we're honored by the trust they put in us. The comments heard on the recording about our food are not only inaccurate, they are patently absurd." Campbell's then said that the chicken meat in its soup comes from long-trusted USDA-approved US suppliers with high-quality standards. So basically their response is, this is a load of hooey, this guy's a fucking wacko, and everything he said is a bunch of horseradish. Which, yeah, that makes sense as a response here. He does sound like off his rocker during the recording, just bouncing from like one complaint to another. And like I said, I really doubt that they actually 3D print their chicken at Campbell's. I've liked Campbell's like my whole life. I've never had like a problem with it. Is it like the highest quality gourmet food you can eat? No.
Nah, I think we pretty much said everything we need to say there. That being said, we have Miss. Here we go. This is the finals video. Whoa, hey, Legal Mindset. You do this a lot to me. You start the video before I'm even ready. Like, my god, man. Alright, no, but here we go. This is Emiru's perfect legal nuke for Mizkif. Final video. And it doesn't want to... Are you kidding me? Okay, well, there's your scuff chat. There.
Emiru has a perfect legal counter for Mizkif in the latest in the legal saga. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, and this is a legal mindset. We can teach you to be your own judge. Of course, it's a fast fact version, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So in the saga of Emiru versus Mizkif, obviously, we have the lawsuit that was filed by Mizkif. We covered that.
Look, in the hands of a master, plushies can be more dangerous than even Bruce Lee's fists. I don't Mizkif's freaking... Yeah, she was violent too, guys. She threw clothes and plushies at me. Dude, you're not doing yourself any freaking help. Like, come on, man. Come on.
But now we have an opportunity for Emiru to counter, to punch back. So we're going to talk about what she can do here. Of course, some quick disclaimers. All the allegations are allegations that must be proved in law, in a court of law. But at this point, with Mizkif saying he's going to go demon mode and he's going to go hardcore in the...
I'm sorry. When you have someone on video saying they're going to go full demon time or full demon mode or whatever it is he says... That's so... It's not a good fucking... It's not a good sign. It's just not.
It's time to go full demon time.
It's time to go full demon time. What does that mean? I'm fucking horrified.
It is time to go full demon time. Let's watch the world fucking burn.
Oh my god.
With no sign of settlement over the past couple days and weeks, it looks like we are prepared for war. That is legal warfare, lawfare, or maybe lawsuit fare, as it may end up being a joke on Mizkif's side. But that said, Emiru...
All I'm saying, for those who don't know, Andrew's covered the lawsuit. He did a very good job of it. He thinks it's a joke. I actually read through it. I think I got through it without laughing, but it was pretty hard. And I think I got through it in about 30 minutes. But again, it's laughable as far as lawsuits go.
Has not made her official counterclaims. This is my speculation on her best legal response, speaking to plaintiffs' attorneys in California and Texas, and doing some research myself. So obviously you have Emmy here, and she's very much at the center of this. Over the past couple weeks, since my last stream, nothing has changed the public support for her, the evidence in her side. Everything looks like it is stacking up in her favor so far. Meanwhile, Mizkif over here, who promised to release
Look at those fucking eyebrows, man.
information, has not done that, and it has indeed seemed to be more dedicated to his delusional self-grandeur, where he does believe he can come out on top despite a horrible lawsuit, despite facts that are against him, and this somehow not totally destroying his reputation and career. And of course, he was the one to file this joke of a lawsuit, this hilariously bad lawsuit.
It's pretty bad. Yeah. Oh, it's good redacted. I know I redacted mine as well.
Is absolutely a joke. He's the one who started the aggression. So the question is, how does Emmy fight back? How does she get back at him? Well, based on my research and discussions, there are two claims which I think are very potentially viable. The first is intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Yeah.
And that's the main one we're going to talk about today. That's the real nuke, I think, that comes in. Then you've got defamation. Now, defamation involves false statement of facts. You have to prove actual
Yeah, between the two, I would probably have to say that IIED is probably the stronger. You could probably, look, under normal circumstances, I think you could get to defamation, but there is the heightened, there's the heightened standard that comes with the fact that all of these people are 100% considered public figures. Which means... Excuse me, had to sneeze and mute. You have to prove actual malice. Which actual malice is like basically knowing that what you are about to say or spread around was untrue, and through a blatant disregard of the truth, you decide to spread that information anyway. That's a little bit harder to prove, especially when it comes to public figures. So I would say of the two here, IIED is a stronger, defamation's probably the weaker of the two defenses.
Malice, because these people are public figures, they're both streamers, and obviously damage reputation, which both of them can say they potentially have if the other one was lying. But the big problem with defamation is the actual malice standard, and if this is brought in Texas, it's very difficult to prove a defamation case.
Texas has some pretty wild defamation laws.
If it's brought in a particular jurisdiction that I'm going to talk about today, we've got a great case.
With
you
the
just have
zoom
to
in.
show these elements: extreme and outrageous behavior, and that's the real key here. The behavior has to be beyond what a reasonable, normal person would do. It has to be extreme. You have to have a level.
Yeah, you know what? It has to be beyond what a reasonable person would do. In fact, you would have to assume that it would be only what someone on Demon Time would do.
Full of state of mind, that's intentional or reckless state of mind. And then you have to have a connection between the reckless behavior and the emotional distress, and you have to have an injury as well. Let's talk about extreme behavior. Well, you have the alleged sexual assault, and now that's climbing on top of Emmy while she's crying, and Mizkif shoving his hand down her pants. In some states, sexual behavior in and of itself is considered outrageous and extreme. I'm going to say that again. In some states, like California, you have sexual behavior that
Look, I wasn't gonna say anything, but he is right. Look, there's... Texas, I'm not so sure. But definitely California. You're getting closer to meeting the standard there.
Is per se automatically considered extreme. So that alone might be enough. But we've got more, kids. We've got more. Stalking and persistent harassment. We've got repeated messages after she's cut off communication, after she said to stop or just stop. He would not stop. He persisted over a period of time. You also have blackmail threats. You have a smear campaign. And
this one's good too, which I mean, look, he kind of buried his own argument here because he attached a second notice of termination and repurchase, I think, of shares and stuff like that from OTK and Mythic and True Gaming Labs, and it showed in that letter that yes, that at least they had received, the party that is those 3 companies, they all had received allegations in the affirmative here in terms of him making these threats and blackmail threats to Emiru and stuff like that. So he can't really say, oh, I never did that. Well, you attached a letter that kind of has a third party acknowledging that they also received these allegations. It did him no favors. That attached letter to his main complaint did him no favors.
Direct threats to friends and family, contacting Twitch employees and other streamers to join in a smear campaign, and psychological and domestic abuse, including controlling acts like violence, punching the wall, or controlling what she does, controlling her behavior, controlling what she does on stream. These all come together as a whole to paint an extreme picture. They're not taken one by one. I know a lot of people are going to go one by one and say, well, alone, this isn't a problem. No, but you're putting it together in court. You're putting all of it, taking the totality and saying, is this extreme? And I think a reasonable person or reasonable judge would say yes.
Would see
you also had, of course,
this
this
is a
proof
mountain
here, and I shout out to Muj, and I got this from his video, that, hey, there's some controlling behavior here going back for a while in terms of what she does on stream. Okay, so you have intent to cause distress. So Mizkif's persistence, despite clear boundaries, shows that he knew over time. This wasn't heat of the moment. This wasn't a passionate fight that went away.
Really funny
and he
about this? Just real
apologized
quick.
later because he realized he was being unreasonable.
And I know I had already done this clip before, but I think it's important. Just a little bit of Here we go. This is just kind of important for people
Billy,
to
do
see.
you think a lot of your chatters know the lore
Here we
between
go.
you and I?
Like what kind of lore?
How we met?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think they know the lore about, like, you on the date with me?
You are such a rage baiter. That's crazy.
What? Go ahead, say it. It's the truth. Don't be afraid of your past. That's
I'll
my
say it
job.
like this, okay? I met Mizkif because when I first started streaming, there was a guy who named Rafflegator. He would do date shows. I went on there. Instead of winning, Mizkif kicked me off the show because I started talking to his friend more than him.
Just think what you could have been if you didn't do that.
I'm getting major Diddy vibes. I can't lie.
Just think, if you just didn't talk to Lakar, you could have been with me all these years.
Jesus Christ.
And you would have been canceled right by my side.
What the frick is happening, man? It's all good, dude.
You were in love with me. Just admit it. Just tell the truth.
Am I in danger? Am I free to leave?
There you go. I mean, if we're gonna establish any kind of pattern here, it shows that, like, Mizkif kind of has a pattern of insecurity. Oh yeah, Fillion dodged a big fucking bullet. No, Fillion almost dated Mizkif. The fact that Fillion showed more interest in Mizkif's friend is what got her kicked off this dating show. Is basically, like, all the insecurity and weird fucking possessive behavior was showcased in that story by Fillion without any of the accusatory tones to it. It shows that this is kind of who he is. You know, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
He persisted over time. That shows a long-term intent. Also, after his assault, after the post-assault reaction, he said what he did was wrong. So saying, you know, hey, what I did to Emmy, getting on top and shoving down the pants, that was wrong, implies awareness, but yet he continued to harass her. He's continuing to harass her even after that. So he hasn't left her alone even after he knows he impacted. Also, he admitted controlling tendencies. He's confessed to them, such as influencing her appearance, relationship dynamics. It indicates a pattern of disregard for her autonomy, right? Which shows an intent to control. You also have solicitation of others. Once again, he had to intentionally go out there over a period of time and try to recruit people to come against her. That shows a strong level of intent. In terms of emotional distress, if you are somebody who is crying, during a potential SA, there can be acute trauma. There can also be prolonged psychological fear and impacts from this public disclosure that was hanging over her head like a sword of Damocles. It was hanging over her head for months, and she had to hold this back and hold this in. Also, if you look at the basis for the restraining orders, you have a sustained impact that has potential professional fallout. The fact that OTK had to come out and publicly support her shows that
that's true.
public sentiment, public impact, public reputation, professional reputation, they were all at stake here. These are all emotional damages, right? But the question is where to file. There are two potential places based on the respective residences of Mizkif.
I think where everything happened was in Texas, right? I mean, I know Mizkif moved back to LA in California back in, I think it was January or February of this year. But I do know but I think a lot of what happened was when he was over in Texas, wasn't it?
And of Emmy, you've got California and you've got Texas, both of which would be viable. So which should they pick? Well, if I was Emmy, California wins. That's putting politics aside. I know a lot of people think I was going to pick Texas and say, oh, rah, Texas is based.
Look, if you were to choose California as the venue to file, you're probably going to have a stronger case. It's the difference between the 9th district and the 5th district. And yeah.
No. You have to pick the one where you think you're going to win. You think you're going to be
successful.
It's true.
It's
in my
true.
analysis, that's California. Why? Well, because of 4 elements: personal jurisdiction, the evidentiary standard, the success rate, and the defenses. So under the personal jurisdiction, it's easy because Mizkif's resident. Texas might be dismissed or transferred because of the minimum contacts rule, saying, hey, no longer in Texas, right? So we're gonna look at that.
That's true. He hasn't been there for almost a year.
However, California would be very, very easy to get into. You've also got an evidentiary standard where California treats sexual conduct as per se outrageous conduct. So that is under the Christensen case, and that's going to be very, very advantageous for Emmy. The other thing is punitive damages. She wanted to stop this from happening to other women. Well, that's what punitive damages are for. They're to stop this behavior in the future and make it so it's not a slap on the wrist. So instead of a small award, punitive damages are like a damage multiplier in a game. Let's say you did 1,000 damage. Well, now it's 10,000. Now it's more, 5,000, whatever.
Yeah.
So something like a 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x
emotional
is
harm.
possible in certain states under certain circumstances, right? You also have a success rate. In California, emotional harm is very much something you can litigate. So because of that, because they don't require physical harm, and California is so open to emotional harm, you might want to go there. The last thing is Texas has strong anti-slap laws and fee shift. So if Emmy was...
Do they really? I thought Texas didn't have any anti-slap laws. Or is that just the 5th district that doesn't?
To come after him or counter, and they found that claim was not sufficient, they would shift those fees potentially back on Emmy.
Now, I trust him. He's done his research, but I thought Texas didn't have
messing around or whatever else.
Anti-slap
but in
laws
this
in place.
case, I think Texas is a bad place to go in terms of the anti-slap laws and the fee shifting. So that's my opinion on that. Defamation.
Okay, that's
real quick.
fair.
I think one of the parties is not being honest at this point. At all, the intuition is that is Mizkif. So I'm going to presumptively say that Mizkif is not telling the truth. But hiding the truth and lying is one thing. Actual malice is another. So
SLAP stands for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation. Basically trying to sue you into silence.
So you can be lying to a degree, saying like maybe you're not fully disclosing information, but you're not outright lying, right? You're kind of, it's a gray area lie or something like that. That might not rise to actual malice. Or if you just don't know, we don't have the information, that might not rise to actual malice. It's very difficult. And in Texas, it's going to be near impossible. However, in California, this might be viable as a secondary claim. So I would throw that in there as a secondary claim. So what I would say is Emmy has an extremely viable case against Mizkif for intentional infliction of emotional distress, particularly in California. Defamation is less viable because it can be thrown in, but it can be thrown in as a secondary claim against Mizkif in California in a California lawsuit. Thank you once again for the infinite content, Mizkif. And guys, thank you for being here with me today and being so based. Make sure you smash the like button. Tell me what you think of the lawsuit below. Who do you think is going to win? Will Emmy bring a counterclaim? I want to know in the comments below, and I will catch you on the...
Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. All right. Thank you very much to everyone who's spent the last 2.5 hours, more or less, reacting to content with me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell as hard as you possibly can. And we will see you all tomorrow, which is a Thursday. And we'll probably be doing some honestly, I'm really feeling Cyberpunk right now, so we're probably gonna just jump into Cyberpunk. But with that being said, let me go ahead and figure out where I'm going to be rating you guys into. Just real quick. Okay, videos from our channels. We got some people. You know, I could send you all into my D&D streamer guy. That'd be kind of funny. I could... Actually, you know what? MommaOcco is on. So I'm gonna send you to him. Bam, save. Alright, you guys have a good one. And yes, happy Turkey Day for all those who celebrate it.
Oh, Croaky. This is for the broken window. What broken window? Oh, Croaky. This is for the broken window.
So handsome! Oozes swag!
Hey.